Our guest tonight, the always controversial and hysterically funny Andy Dick. And we will be talking to Andy momentarily, but first, my opening remarks with my trusty sidekick, Adam Egget. Where's Adam Egget? Well, this is odd, folks, and I must say bewildering to me. When I usually look 2 degrees to my right, who do I see but my trusty sidekick, Adam Egget? Well, tonight, no such luck. Wouldn't you know it, huh? Well, this was bound to happen sooner or later. Well, I'm sure he'll be here any second now. It's live. I know what I'll do, what I always do. When I'm in trouble, I read the newspaper. Maybe we'll find out something interesting. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll read the obituaries. At my age, I'm always refreshing to find out that I'm not in them. It's a joke Milton Berle used to do. So, as usual, the Bard of Avon, William Shakespeare, summed it up best when he wrote, "Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and is heard no more." Well, let us hear, then, from some of this month's most notably deceased strutters and fretters. See who we got here. Margaret Thatcher, yes, the Iron Lady. She passed over a month ago, but here she is, still in the New York Times obituaries. But I think if you were to open that coffin, you'd find out pretty quickly that she was not made of iron. I don't know if you've ever dug up a month-old corpse, but I haven't. I needed the money. I couldn't sell my blood at the time, or ever, because I have Hep C. But, I didn't have the money, and I wasn't like some people I know who used to jerk off punks for $10 a man. God damn it didn't work. I miss Adam Egget. Where the hell is the... He wouldn't be with Andy Dick, would he? Wait a minute here. Adam Egget is a dirty, filthy alcoholic. And Andy Dick is clean and sober. Where is my trusty sidekick, Adam Egget? Have you seen him?
The last I saw him, he was in the bathroom with Andy Dick.
In the bathroom with Andy Dick! In the bathroom with Andy Dick! That's the worst possible news. Come on. Jeez. When you ask where a person is, the last thing you want to hear is he's in the bathroom with Andy Dick. Let's find out. Hey guys, listen, I know what's going on in there. You're sucking each other's hot cocks and you're doing cocaine.
Norm!
Yes, Norm, let me in.
Let's go.
Andy, why are you naked?
Yeah, Andy, why are you naked?
I think the more important question is, why are you guys not naked?
Well, wait a minute, that's a least important question. That's not an important question at all.
I would agree.
Okay, listen, we gotta start the show. We gotta get out of here, come on.
Wait, paint this real quick. Paint this.
What? We got no time for that. Come on, Adam.
He likes it.
Adam, come on!
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no. I need someone like you.
The last movie Chris Farley ever did was Dirty Work. So I'm in the movie with him. And right after Dirty Work, right before he passed away, he hosted Saturday Night Live. So Norm was still doing Weekend Update. So Norm called me up and said, "Listen, Farley's out of control with coke. Come to the party after the show because you got to help me watch him." Like, that's how bad he was. I was watching.
You had to help watch.
I had to help watch him. Okay, so this is how fast Norm is, though. This is a testament to Norm's wit. So I'm at the party and Norm is talking to somebody, and I'm watching Chris. I'm on coke. I'm coked up. So I see Farley disappear into a bathroom with Andy Dick.
Oh, boy.
Okay, him and Andy go into a bathroom.
Yeah.
They come out 5 minutes later, like giggling. Norm comes over to me and goes, "What's going on with Chris?" I go, "Bad news, bro." He goes, "What?" I go, "He went into a bathroom with Andy Dick." I said, "There's only 2 reasons a man goes into a bathroom with Andy Dick, and neither one of them's good." And Norm looked at me without missing a beat and said, "Holy fuck, I hope he's high." You see Norm say that? Holy fuck! I hope he's high.
It's a great impression of Norm.
Holding his stomach. Good news, he was high.
Talk about this new movie called Dirty Work.
Dirty work.
Yeah,
Somebody's got to do it.
I read the synopsis of it. It sounds like a lot of fun. Two guys who just can't seem to get it together, right?
Yeah, we can't get it together, so the only thing we're good at is getting back at people.
Yeah.
So we open a revenge for hire business.
I like this. Yeah, this is good.
So if you need revenge, you see, you'd come to me and I'd figure out a revenge. Let's suppose there was somebody that was getting, was a mean, then you...
Treating you unfairly.
Exactly.
Well, I would come to you and say, I want revenge.
Yes, and I'd figure out a way to get you revenge.
Well, you do this in the movie to Don Rickles, don't you?
Yeah, Don Rickles was great.
Well, what did he do to deserve some revenge?
He was just Don Rickles.
What I love is that I read that you wrote insults for him. He didn't like them at all. He wrote his own insults.
Yeah, he just did. We just said, do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can't.
And he just insulted us. And it was great because it's funny when he insults you and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like he'll just go up to you and go, listen, why don't you go to Alaska and live in a shed with a rake? And you go, what does that mean?
You're talking to the right person. He thinks he loves Donald.
It's great.
Oh, God.
So you like acting, huh? So this could be the beginning of a whole new career for you.
Yeah.
Just like Chevy left Saturday Night Live, went out to Hollywood, became a big movie star.
Well, acting is tough. I mean, one of the toughest things is you don't have your own name. Like, my name's Norm, as you well know.
Sure.
And my character's name in the movie was Mitch, you see? So in the scenes, like, a guy would say to me, hey, we better get going, Mitch. And I go, huh? And then they go, cut,
Yeah, right. You're not used to this.
Right. So then the next time they go, let's get going, man. We got to get going, Mitch. And I go, yes, me, Mitch. Let's get going. I'm Mitch. And then they go, cut.
And Bob Saget directed this.
Yeah, well, there's bad news and everything.
How is young Saget? Is
He's actually
here,
right over
Bob?
there. Hey, Bob.
Come on over here.
Bob Saget.
Yes, you do.
Stand over there. Stand over there, man.
Nice to see you two guys survived making this movie together.
Well,
Bob's a great man. Bob's a great man.
and a good woman. We've been together for a while.
And now he's a big movie director.
He's a big movie director.
If it's a big movie.
Tell him what Rickles said to you when he first met you about what Scorsese.
Oh, Rickles actually said, Bob, you're very, very tall. You're very tall. Martin's very short man. That was it.
No, remember when Scorsese met you when he first heard? He said, I'll do it.
I don't remember.
He said, Rickles meets him and he goes, because he did Casino with Martin Scorsese.
Sure.
And he goes, I just talked to Martin and I told him you were my next director. And he went, ah!
Oh, that's it. He left me a message. He called me at my office and he said, I don't understand. He left this message. He said, I hit 2 in pound and I hit 3 in pound. I don't know how your Jew spaceship works. He says, call me Saget. I miss you. Don Rickles. It's very funny.
How is he as an actor?
He's really good.
Yeah? Big
He
future?
is. Yeah, I think the man is incredibly talented. I'm not just saying that because we have a movie opening on June 12th. No, he's in full commitment. He says he wouldn't answer, the name Mitch, but he did.
Yeah.
Not to me, but to other people.
Well, you gave it 100%, huh?
Now, can this guy become a romantic leading man in the movies?
Yeah, he turns me on. No, I think, all kidding aside, I've talked to a lot of
ladies,
a lot of ladies, and they all say they find this man very sexy, and they think
What else do you need?
his eyes. They love his eyes.
Beautiful eyes.
Oh, your beautiful eyes. They twinkle.
And he's got those Tom Selleck dimple things happening.
Oh, yeah. This is the new Tom Selleck, absolutely.
He's got the little wavy hair thing happening. Yeah.
I think you're getting to Kathy Lee.
Oh, yeah, baby.
All right, so it opens on June 12th,
June 12th.
All right, guys.
They say revenge is sweet. Bob Saget and Norm MacDonald are hoping it is also funny. Saget makes his feature film directorial debut. MacDonald his writing and starring debut in Dirty Work. Basically, two guys who've never done this job before. It's an irreverent comedy that proves getting even can lead to odd situations.
They're nice cars. These are luxury automobiles. I got a whole place. They're fully loaded.
They're loaded with dead hookers.
They're seeing things. Don't shoot this. This is not part of the commercial.
If some jerk making your life miserable, you want revenge, call 555-0187 and let us do your dirty work.
Sort of like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, a little bit, but there's no ghost.
Just hookers and trunks.
Hookers and trunks.
It's good programming in the morning for your family.
You've never done this before. You've never done this before. Nervous at all?
Hookers and trunks, or you mean the movie thing?
Big funny directorial debut, comedy, you starring role.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
No,
but,
you're not.
No, I'm not, because I take the Xanax.
3-4 cases a week, isn't it?
No, I
sell it to him.
Do you?
No.
Tell me about the movie.
Actually, he's a very, very funny man.
The movie?
Oh, I'm sorry, I got crazy. I was reading that. The movie is two guys that start a revenge for hire business because one of their dads, Jack Warden, needs a heart transplant.
He's my dad, too. He's both of our dads.
You can't say that, though. That's secret information.
Oh, yeah, that's the big plot twist.
Yeah. So, we give that away later. Let me tell you how The Exorcist ends now. Silence of the Lambs, they kill that guy.
Revenge. What do you know from revenge? Do you have any experience in your own life with revenge?
Yeah, I always think up revenge is to get back at guys. Like if they screw me over, if they do something mean, you know.
Really?
Oh, all the time. Like this one guy, man. He would always. What's that? What do you got there?
A little article about you in a little feud with another network.
Oh yeah. There's this character over on the NBC. He's the president, and he hates me.
And why? Why?
He doesn't think I'm funny.
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing if you're not funny.
No, yeah, I am funny.
Yeah.
He's very funny. I think he just doesn't know you.
He's a jackass.
What about dirty work, though?
What about dirty work?
Can I have that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yeah.
That's a good thing.
Dirty work is. What about it?
It's funny, don't you think?
Is it funny? Have you ever done any revenge, little tricks, do little pranks to people to sort of get even?
When I was a little kid, I did this thing where I would phone people at random, me and my brother, and we'd go, hello? We'd pretend to be all scary, and we go, my mommy gave this number to call you in case there's an emergency. There's someone at the door trying to get in. There's someone at the door.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was funny though.
He did something to me 2 days ago. I was driving. One of the stars of the movie, Artie Lang, is very excited about everything that's going on with this movie, and he got a brand new Cadillac. Beautiful black Cadillac. We went golfing. We played 3 holes, then went to the snack bar, and then we played 2 more later. And so Artie, we're driving back, and I plowed into a manhole, and I flatted out his tire in the bottom of the car,
with his new caddy.
With his brand new caddy. He's like cracking up. So what current kind of practical joke?
So this crazy Mexican tow truck driver comes, you know, to fix his car, and so then I tell Saget, I go, hey man, that guy wants your autograph, you know,
for his kid.
For his kid. So then the guy like fixes our car, and then Saget, like a jackass, he comes up afterwards and he goes, yeah, I'll sign anything for you. And the guy goes, no, cash.
I said, you want an autograph? He says, no, $50. And then he and Artie are like on the ground because I was like, you want my autograph for your kid, right? And he goes, no.
Was this movie fun to make? I mean, is it more fun to make comedies than to make dramas? Because you've made dramas before.
I made a drama about his sister died of a bad disease.
Right. I mean, you've done the other thing. Is it a whole...
You know, it's interesting that you told us both. I forgot I'd done it till now.
But you've also done some other directing as well.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people don't know you started back in college doing directing projects and things.
Right. But this thing, you know, comedy is a collaborative thing, and Norm and the writers. Norm wrote it with Frank Sebastiano and Fred Wolf, and our producer Bob Simons. Everybody was working together to get the funniest stuff that we could get out of it. And it's Norm's sensibilities, a lot of it, and it's really because of that I fell in love.
I don't know what he's talking about, but we got funny people in it.
California.
We got you know, the great Don Rickles, Chevy Chase, Chris Farley, all the funniest guys I know are in the movie. So that's what makes it, you know.
Are you happy to be doing movies and not TV anymore?
No, I love TV the best.
Do you?
Yeah. Maybe one day I could fill in for Spencer Christian if he's over in Atlantic City or something.
Do you think? He always is, you know.
I know, I saw him there once.
Did you?
Yeah,
How much did you lose?
He had a feverish look on his face.
Norm MacDonald, Bob Saget.
We're done?
Best of luck with dirty work.
Thanks, Lisa. You and Kevin are great, man.
Thank you.
But you wrote a sequel for Dirty Work.
I did.
And we had the money?
Yeah, we were going.
That's unbelievable to me.
Yeah. And Norm, I didn't think he was going to die. And I didn't know.
I was going to say, did you know? I mean, you know, writing a sequel that stars a guy who's got leukemia is not a smart move. So
when nobody knew, and he wanted it that way, and I think it was also him being a gambler at heart. You know, with life,
he thought he could get through it.
And by the way, he was told he was going to. So I think it's those last few weeks. I think he was really thinking he was going to beat it, and we were set to go. And so you were going to be getting the phone call.
Yeah.
And I told you that when I was in New York, and it's really good script. And he and Laurie Jo Hoekstra, who I love.
Yeah, Lojo, the great LJ.
She's just great. I guess when we did Dirty Work, I was more the guy that wanted to be liked, and that ain't the club you do it with. You know, you don't have, you know, Frank Sebastiano and Fred Wolf. It ain't social. It's making the best movie you can make. And that movie was, you know, people that love it have to know that writing good comedy is hell. You know, it's really hard work. And that's why I think the movie resonated. Right now I'm trying, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to make the R-rated cut for Norm, you know.
Right.
To do that, because 7 minutes are missing. So
no kidding.
Yeah. Remember you guys had I can't give it away if it comes out.
Well,
it involves donuts.
The donut scene. Yeah, right, exactly.
And there's more than that. But you know, the prison scene's a little bit different.
yeah. And I can say what it is. The prison scene, Norm gets fucked in the ass. And
as you do in prison.
Listen, I've been there. No one always gets fucked in the ass. Believe me, that would be I'd be a hard date to deal with if that happened.
Well, for you, it's like looking for Waldo once you get in there.
But anyway, you know, Norm says after he gets fucked in the ass, you know what hurts the most is the lack of respect. That's what hurts the most. But the other thing hurts the most, the anal rape.
Right. And that
got cut out.
But we used a wide shot, and amazing that it worked. That and the other thing.
Right.
And I had Norm loop it, and he went, God, looks like I said that. So he didn't. You said anal rape, Norm. And so hopefully we'll put anal rape back in where it belongs in Dirty Work.
Anal rape belongs no further than your friendly podcast and your friendly movie makers.
It was a private. I don't think. I mean, there may have been cameras there, but I don't think it's going to be repeated or anything. But it was part of the Netflix Comedy Festival. Mm-hmm. And they asked me to host this thing for Norm Macdonald, and a bunch of people spoke.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to start by telling you the very last words that Norm Macdonald spoke on this earth. He said, when I go, make damn sure they have a memorial for me. See to it that it's part of a much larger festival promoting a streaming service. Make sure you arrange it hastily and have it early in the morning. Now, damn it, make certain that many of the tributes are on videotape and that Rob Schneider is featured prominently. And finally, hold it in a theater in some part of Hollywood frequented by male prostitutes. Norm, we heard you, and we are here.
And everyone was saying really great stuff, and a lot of people were funny. But man, Kevin Nealon had the greatest line, because a lot of us were talking about how brave Norm was, and he really was. He was fearless as a comedian. Yeah. And then Kevin Nealon gets up and he says, you know, he's saying very funny things, and he just says, you know, a lot of people up here are talking about how Norm Macdonald was brave in his comedy. I think of it more as a lack of judgment. I was just like, oh my God.
Hey, the great Kevin Nealon was on the show. Who's funnier than Kevin?
I can't think of anyone. Well, Nick Swardson.
Well, I don't know.
I love Kevin. No,
No,
Kevin's
Kevin's
the best.
been around forever.
Oh, he's hilarious.
He's
you know,
kind
I
of
love
a hero
Kevin.
of Nick.
Norm had that gear of not caring or wanting, like he would walk rooms. I know Larry Bubbles Brown, a friend of mine from up north. Norm worked a bit, and he could clear the room. San Jose Improv, like at least 300 people slowly walked out. So it's bravery or whatever. I worked with him at the Comedy Store once. It was just one of those nights. Bill Burr was there. It was just he just said the word cock like 200 times.
Right.
This guy's got a cock, right? And a cock. He just knew how funny it was to say that over and over and over. So, of course, the comedians love that kind of comedian. We're all dying.
Right.
But the audience kind of, where do we go with this? And he just went, there's only one Norm.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind.
I saw you on Conan once, and you did say, you said crack whore and midget several times.
Yeah.
So then I did do a thing, full confession. I did Norm MacDonald as an alarm clock. And it was like, this is what it was. Wake up. Hey, wake up there. There's a crack whore and a midget in your bed. So I just thought that was really funny, right?
What about the other?
But I'll send one joke and you can make a determination. So he said, remember the joke he did about Dahmer, where he essentially reads the UPI wire copy of the Jeffrey Dahmer trial, and it's so I mean, it could not be grimmer. It's like Hieronymus Bosch sort of, and he disemboweled the young boy and ate the entrails, you know, all that stuff. And it gets to the end of the joke, and Norm says, in his defense, Dahmer said he started it. It's
So,
such a Norm.
hire him on the spot.
Hired him on the spot.
Yep.
Put him in a room with Drake Sather, the great Drake Sather, who was on that Young Comedian
Shit,
special
yeah,
with
with
us. And they tinfoiled the window shut like Elvis. They both smoked Smicks.
Nuts.
And the head writer would go over and ask him for jokes at a certain time, and they bridled at that. And I said, listen, these guys are rare avis. Think of that as a, like, orchid hothouse. Those are two geniuses. You can't ruin the humidity in there. So I said, I went over to Norm and Drake, and I said, listen, guys, I'm not going to take your best jokes. I don't want to know your best jokes. I need some 6s and 7s for this monologue. Because Norm would write jokes that I'd have to hand back to him. They were so brilliant. I said, I can't tell. You know, I'm not going to take this joke. This will be what something and Drake too. He was a stone killer. So they said, fine. So at 1:30, it literally is like the food slot in Papillon, where the jokes would slide out into the door. And out of 12 jokes, some of them were so crazy that you thought, I'm going to go to hell just for seeing this joke. And then a couple were just they were two brilliant minds, and you know how they love to be left alone.
Do you know the comedian Drake Sather?
Sure. Well, he's your half a man.
They were roommates. They were office
no
mates.
Shit.
They were office mates at
that
Dennis
explains
Miller.
it.
We were really good buddies. But we figured we'd try to figure out how to write a movie.
Yeah.
So there was this course. I tell you this, right?
I think so, yeah.
There's this course. Robert McKee taught this course over 3 days at UCLA.
He's like the most
He's the hackiest,
the
worst.
but the most famous.
How to write in $3,000.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 10 hours a day. So me and Drake we're fucking lost immediately, like an hour in. We don't know what the fuck anybody's talking about. But he started the thing, by saying, he said, it's all about story. He goes, we all know people. It doesn't matter the contents of the story. It's how you tell the story. We have all met great storytellers, and it doesn't matter what the story is. Like, because we've all met people, the worst thing could happen to them. Like their child could die, but they tell the story as nothing. Meanwhile, another woman could be telling a story about how she missed the bus that morning, and just captivate you, with all the details, and it'd be fascinating. So then for the whole rest of the 10 hours, Drake kept turning to him and he'd go, hey, Marjorie, I don't mean to be insensitive, but that story of your boy dying, bit of a yawner. I don't know if you've heard Mabel's story about getting on the bus this morning, but might pick up a few pointers. And then you just do different variations of it all day long.
Oh, but I am trying to be healthier, though. You know, I want to quit smoking, but I just know if I do, I'm going to go right back to cocksucking. Isn't that how it is? You know, you drop one bad habit, another one marches right in there, you know? And the oral habits are the hardest to break.
I know to smoke.
I'll smoke it for you. If you
No,
no,
I'm trying to.
I just figured it would be rude not to offer you a light.
It's nice, but I'm trying not to. And I feel if I
sitting there with a cigarette,
I feel if I took one puff. I have an oral fixation, my doctor tells me, which is not good.
How did he know that?
I was sucking his cock. There's two reasons guys will hang themselves from the neck. One is, like we said, to escape this worthless masquerade of a life we pretend we have. And the second reason we hang ourselves from the neck is to whack off. These guys, I don't understand. It's called autoerotic asphyxiation. It's a big fancy word, but it's a filthy thing. And this is my problem with it. The risk reward. It's not good. And I know the reward because I read about it. Like apparently by cutting off the oxygen or something like that, you increase your orgasm until it's 1.5 times as powerful as the one you had the Thursday before last. But is that really that important? I mean, we have a lot of things in this country. It's, it's raining in the forest. There's all kinds of shit we have to think about. Let alone whacking off. That's our big problem. But the risk, good Lord. I never open up about my own sexuality, but I will right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm bad at whacking off.
What? Bad at it?
Yeah.
How could you be bad at it?
I know. You would think it would be easy. It would be fortunate.
You cannot make yourself come?
Oh, I can, but at the wrong times. And I didn't even know about lotion.
Oh, till when?
Till somebody that was intimate with me said, "What are all those big red scabs on your cock?" And I was like, "That's from my fucking furious whacking off."
Well, when was this? How many years ago?
I used like gloves.
What kind of gloves?
Sandpaper. No, look, I'm not good at sex.
Yeah, no, at all.
No, nothing.
It doesn't interest you.
That's the reason.
Yeah,
you got to be interested in something. This is my move. First of all, I'm not good at getting ladies.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't care.
Yeah, so I'll try to. Like I try to make it fast. Like if I see a girl drinking at a bar, right? I'll go up behind her. I'll go. I can get us a bottle. And that doesn't work very often. But sometimes
you just want to
it does.
get right.
Yeah, I want to get right. Then I get the lady. I turn off all the lights in the room so it's pitch black, and then I lay down on top of her for 5-10 minutes. And I don't get a lot of return people.
Go well.
But you remind me of a guy that's good at fucking.
I love it.
Fucking and sucking. Have you ever been with a porno girl?
Yes.
A professional pornography person?
Several times, yes.
Oh, several times. And how does that... See, that would intimidate me because I would think... You know how when you're in bed sometimes and you're like, you're doing something that you think you invented? Have you ever done that? And then she.
I did invent them. I'm still thinking that.
I believe it.
Because oftentimes it might have just been the pornographer's girl's husband that actually invented it.
Well, I don't know that the husbands, the spouses of people in pornography are sexual pioneers. I imagine that they are like shuffling little eunuchs in the sex. They've married a person who's working in pornography.
Yeah.
If you're prepared to make that Faustian pact, where are you psychologically?
Yeah, well, you go out with them.
This is a casual interchange. That's like, I'm making more of a commitment to you by sitting here. So I mean, it's not
But
like,
is it a
let's go on a
challenge to you?
voyage. Yes, but like for me, look, what you got to think of. Don't see sex as some treacherous, deceitful, grubby little act. It can be that. But see it instead as, I see it as a beautiful confluence. And them women in pornography, if you treat them very, very, very lovingly and graciously, it awakens within them. In addition to their skill and their willingness to experiment, there's an incredible, joie de vivre, an incredible libido in its literal sense, life force that you can be accessed. I don't think be intimidated sexually. Unless it's by some sort of strata of being you don't typically want to have sex with, like a cow or a camel or, in my case, a man.
Yes.
That would be intimidating for me. I don't know how all of the orifices work.
Yeah. I think that's exactly the same.
With a camel.
Yeah. Well, I'm an old chunk of coal. I'm near 50. I'm on the same Viagra doses that they give to the donkey at the second show in Tijuana. That's what my doctor told me. I envy you because you have, obviously, you're a more enlightened person. See, I think of sex as a shameful, filthy act.
Catholic, are you?
No.
Oh, where have you picked this up?
I grew up that way, and
Out on the farm, watching animals doing it in rural Canada.
Sow.
A moose being ransacked against some timber.
Sow.
A sow.
Sow.
They, listen.
We were pig farmers.
They're not gracious creatures when it comes to conjugal matters. I recently had an interaction.
Worst oral sex you could imagine.
Horrible gums, sort of yellowing molars. I would never engage in sex with anything porcine. I see once, I went round a friend's house, they had a pig, they thought it was an angle. I go, they goes, the pig's coming out, and I could hear it. So this sort of desperate respiratory announcements preceded its arrival. It come out, blind it was, shuffled out at me, and they went, with a pig, and you'll know this being from the world of pig farming, they said, never take a step back once that pig comes out, otherwise the pig owns the hierarchical status between the two of you. In fact, take a step towards the pig. Never did I deny my nature more, I'm a vegetarian, than stepping towards this unholy looking creature.
It is.
I did it anyway.
It is an unholy creature, for God's sake. Jesus threw the demons in them and let them go over the cliff. I once saw a video, and I don't search out these videos, but when guys show them to you, they go, "You'll want to see this," and you're like, Jesus. And then there's no one seeing it, But it was a guy a pig having sex with a lady.
I've seen that.
And
they have prehensile penises, don't they?
They do.
Like corkscrews. It's like their penis is its own independent entity trying to get away from the pig, which all of us can identify with. Ghastly little
But
creature.
I felt sorry for the pig, because here's the pig having sex with a beautiful woman, then they throw him back in the sty, You know what I'm saying?
It's like a cruel thing to do. It's like the midpoint of trading places. It's a very unfair thing to do that.
Do you actually think that they would like a man's sperm?
A human
being's sperm? A woman?
Well, who?
A woman.
A woman would like a man's sperm? Well, yeah, she's been biologically programmed
in her
through
mouth?
millennia. Not necessarily through her mouth, but I think there's a point where a little bit of deviation from the linear realms of sex is okay, mate. But when you sort of take a big radical turn,
but in your mouth, like, isn't that stuff like living? Isn't that like those animals, little tiny tadpoles or something?
I didn't know it was going to have to get this deep. All right, then. Yeah, they're like little tadpoles. But, like, you know, the cells in the woman's mouth, the woman's basically the same genetic material as us anyway. I mean, it's only a confluence, you know, an interaction of mammalian material. Now, you could argue, well, so is it with the pig. But there's an important 1 or 2% of genetic difference that I think has to be observed in conjugal matters between species. That's my position.
I agree with you completely.
But a human being, I think any...
What do you think is wrong? Wronger.
Wrong in
more wrong. What do you think is more wrong? Having sex with a child, human being, or an adult pig?
Like, you've got to do one. That's the
You got to
options.
do one. Yeah, you're on a deserted
It's
island.
not me. It's some hypothetical
You're
person.
on a deserted
Russell
island
Brand
with a
am
single tree.
elevated. It's
You're
not
on a-
me. It's this person called Doug.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Doug
exactly.
is on this island.
Doug
Look,
is on a.
do it with. Look, I won't have sex with a child because I think the pig may not be as bothered as a child. I think it could have huge psychological impact on the child. So, out of compassion, I would advise Doug to do it with the pig and to leave the child alone because of the potential psychological impact. Even though the child's on a bloody island anyway, that's going to mess him up. All that Robinson Crusoe crap.
How old are you?
Well, hold on a minute. That's non sequitur.
What kind of erection do you have?
Hold on a second. Mine's marvelous. But let's say
Because mine is bendy. This is my problem. Everything's going well with the lady.
Yes, you've got.
And I have my.
That's my erection. Gorgeous, straight. Little bit of a swan turn towards the back, which helps with the G spot. That I can manage that using techniques.
G spot. You can actually find that.
Mate, what are you doing in that bedroom? What are you getting up to?
I can't. They have the clitoris, the G spot. I couldn't even find a guy's balls if I had to.
Well, you don't need to do that, mate. You're not determined to on accounts of your predilections, but you've got to know how their equipment works.
Yeah, I just guess.
I can help you out.
How would you do that?
I just give you some basic techniques, some basics.
Right, and I get the mood going.
The mood's going.
I have 4 covers and a big quilt. And then
well, I'm getting hard.
I turn
with your big Snoopy bed.
I don't have a Snoopy bed. I have
4 covers and a quilt.
No, I have one of those beds that go like it's actually sexy. It moves
It's like
up
the
and
Walton's
down.
house. What is it?
Then I get the
Dust Bowl.
mood.
Who wrote your house? John Steinbeck.
Then I get the mood going. I turn down the lights till it's Stygian black. And then I climb underneath the covers. I lay on top of the lady for 4 or 5 minutes. And she doesn't seem to enjoy it.
No, it sounds like an assault. It's like
But one time I tried this animalistic approach where, the lady is on her hands and knees. You know that?
Yeah.
That position?
I do know it.
Yeah. Named after a dog. Like,
Rather reductive.
A what?
Could be, it's reductive. Could
Yes.
be anything that's got 4 legs.
Yes, exactly.
Couldn't it?
Exactly. Anyways, I go to put my cock in, and it starts bending. It's
Which direction?
Well, I have a kind of long cock, but
Congratulations.
but it's not thick. Turns out they only enjoy thick ones. But so it goes like this. Then
Just
it
like
bends.
a pencil. It feels like a medical exam.
Have you seen like when an inchworm? It's more than an inch. But when a 12.5-inch worm goes like.
I don't know this creature, Norm.
Because your erection is banging on your belly every morning, whereas when you reach my age, I'm an old chunk of coal. I'm 49. I'm damn near 50. I've seen more sunsets than I'm going to see. Let's be honest. Are those your jokes that you wrote today?
Yep.
Okay.
Been cracking them out.
Okay. I am going to prove something right now. Read the jokes to me.
I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, and if it's a fish, I eat it.
Meta.
Yeah.
I hate meta. Some people keep trying to get me to do meta comedy, so there you go.
I heard a joke.
Yeah, there you go, Norm. You got it.
That was attacked by the night monkey.
All right, hold on a second. Go ahead, Norm.
No, I'm terrible at telling jokes, but a guy, he gets a genie or something that gives you wishes in a lamp, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's like, oh, no, that's not it. He goes to his whole head is a giant pumpkin. That's how the joke starts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a giant pumpkin, and then his friend goes, what happened? He's like, I found this genie in a lamp, and he gave me 3 wishes. And he's like, what happened? He goes, well, the first wish, I wished for like $100 million, and I got it. And then for my second wish, I wished for like a beautiful lady, and I got her. And the guy's like, yeah, but what happened? He's like, the third wish, that's where I really blew it. And the guy goes, what happened? He goes, I wish for a giant pumpkin head.
You guys got it. Really, put a CD out together.
You know what I really hate? You know what I really hate? If you go anywhere with him, like for a couple of days, he does that on purpose. He'll tell jokes with no ending on purpose.
I don't think you need one. Sometimes you can tell a joke like that.
And then that happens.
You don't need to have a joke.
You want to read a joke?
Sure.
You read them so good, but do you like his meta jokes?
He's a deep guy, He's a young guy that's still finding themselves, so he's meta.
How many Polish guys does it take to screw in a light bulb? the question cannot be answered because Polish people are so fucking stupid that no matter how many of them are available, none of them would ever be able to complete that simple task.
This is a meta joke. Have you aware of these meta jokes?
How many comedians does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
2. One to do it, and the other guy to go, how long's he been up there?
I like that.
On stage.
Yeah, because I was going,
These are like, how long?
This is the post-punk comedy. Now, this might be too...
He's not one of those sabotaging guys that's afraid of success.
No. No, this is a new type of comedy that may be a little advanced for the likes of you and me. To tell you the truth.
Try to take
I think that's what it is.
He had to do what's called anti-comedy?
Anti-comedy or meta-comedy.
Yeah.
Anti meaning the opposite.
Before we begin, I have a quick public service announcement. Would somebody, anybody, please fuck Martha Stewart?
Oh, I got that one.
What?
I don't understand that.
What?
That's weird, right?
Too soon.
It's meta.
Meta.
Do you like the meta comedy?
Meta world peace comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy I like.
Your mom is so fat she developed type 2 diabetes and congestive heart failure. Snap! I don't get that. That so fat she did something.
Well, it's kind of an anti-joke.
It's a literal, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know these new meta jokes?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Well, she's so fat, you expect a joke, but then she's just so fat.
I get it.
If thinking that women are not funny, emotionally irrational, and less intelligent than men makes me sexist, then yes, I am sexist. Another meta joke.
Is it?
Sort of.
Boy, was it hot outside today. I went out to buy a California Pizza Kitchen signature pepperoni frozen flatbread, and by the time I got home, it was perfectly cooked and entirely eaten. 100% true.
Oh, you ate it. See, I love how he laughs. I love how he laughs. It's just weird, right? Some of them are odd. I'm not going to lie to you.
This is a joke.
Well, some of them.
But this is a joke.
I think technically.
Like an observational joke?
I was thinking that the new comedians, like Jim Gaffigan, what is it called when you say a joke and then refer to it?
Oh,
Some sort of
I don't know what
meta.
it's called, but yeah, everybody's just.
What are they doing?
That.
Explain what they do.
Well, what they do is they're basically saying what Jim does is he's telling you what the audience's reaction
So give
to
an
that
example.
joke is. So it's like
The joke. It's not the joke part isn't important. You can talk about the Care Bears, but you just say the.
Okay, so he's like I like Samuel. Something the punchline Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, I don't care for him. He's not a good actor. Something like that.
Sometimes beauty's distracting too. Like Halle Berry, she is so beautiful. But whenever she's in a movie, I find it hard to follow the plot. Like when she was in Monsters Ball playing that poverty-stricken woman, the entire time I was watching the movie, I was like, well, why doesn't she just become a model?
But isn't that he said he was commenting on his own act, not on Samuel L.
That's
Jackson?
what he's. Oh yeah, but he's talking about why does this? All right, so he'll be talking about like cheeseburgers. I love about mini muffins is you can eat fucking 12 of them. Oh, he just keeps talking about food. Why is he talking about food so much? Yes. He does that.
And now this has become a kind of a standard since.
Since he did it, it's like everybody.
Try and be a good dad. I sat the older three down and I explained to them that the new baby does not mean I love them any less, but I will have to let one of them go. So if anyone knows of a toddler rescue, maybe we could get Sarah McLachlan to do the commercial. I don't like that joke at all. Why would he put that joke in this special? 4 kids. Bedtime is a crisis. That's why I'm here right now.
I saw Gilbert do that 20 years ago, where he was his own father watching his act.
Yeah.
And he put on a pair of glasses.
What kind of a joke was that? He didn't answer it. I don't understand that he does the fingers fighting with each other, and that's a joke.
I
I've been doing that for years, way before they had a name for it.
I had no idea.
He would say a joke, and then he'd put on his glass. He'd be his father, and not care for the joke. Right?
That's brilliant.
What do you have to say now?
I mean, I'm not a good, you know.
Anything.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, it's like.
Gilbert is not looking at your slow burn that you've been trying to perfect.
It's not, I mean.
Norm MacDonald was just on David Letterman.
I heard he cried. He was so upset.
He cried, and it was like really like beautiful.
Yeah.
But he had a great joke about like, I don't know if you guys are, he goes, I got no problem with, North Korea. I never lay in bed. They try to scare you on the news, you know? He goes, but I never woke up like, North Korea. I hope they don't get me, you know? And like nobody really laughed, but did you hear Letterman like cackling in the background? And you realize it's just with Norm, it's all, you are being fucking played. When you think he's bombing, it's all a big setup in a year, he's going to have the perfect special ever.
You might as well sit with Norm and just keep a smile on your face because you don't know where you are in the joke.
He goes, I'm not afraid of Iran, or Iraq or North Korea, I'll tell you a country I don't like. It's Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs, but at the beginning of our last century, Germany decided to have a war against the world. And what's weird is it was close. You think like it'd be like 5-minute war, but it was actually it was almost tied. And about 50 years go by, and Germany goes, hey, let's have another war against the world. And they almost won that one, too. Because you would think that everybody in the world would go, hey, Germany, we're not going to let you have a country anymore. Who are you, Mars? Just fucking, I just love, you would think it'd be over in 5 minutes, but it was close.
Did you hear him talking on the Russell Brand podcast with him and Russell Brand when he was talking about how he was at the party or when he played the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Yeah.
And Larry Flint said,
I'll take care of you. Right?
I'll take care of you. And he goes, when a guy says, I'll take care of you, you think you're going to get like, if he owns a grocery store, you think you're going to get some vegetables. But Larry Flint, you think you're going to get some crazy kooky girl and you're going to get to have sex with her. And then Larry Flint's going to come in his wheelchair just whacking off.
But he does like an impression. The guy jacking off. Larry Flint fucking. That was an amazing experience watching Russell Brand and Norm MacDonald because in my opinion, I think you and I are kind of together on this, two of the most beautiful human beings, comedically, aesthetically, just to look at. Like you just look at Norm, you kind of can't stop looking at him. Like people go like, hey, Norm, but like, nah, if you look at Norm MacDonald, if I just showed you a photo of Norm MacDonald, you know who he was. And I'm like, you don't remember this guy from the Cary Grant movies? You wouldn't go like, no, what? Like, he's gorgeous. And like Russell Brand, people like write him off. Norm on his video cast, he's got this running thing where he'll like explain like a serial killer. And he just draws everybody in. And it's not until you see like 2 years, it's like a joke for him and Adam Egget. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, this guy, I've been in Ontario. I'm an old chunk of coal, Anthony, but there was a man murdered his entire family. When the police got to him, his wife's innards were soup, like a stew. He was eating his bride, And he winds up killing a few policemen and takes a few children, and there's a crawl space. I know what this crawl space is. That's where this guy sounds like a real jerk. That's the whole punchline. Yeah. But it goes on for like 8 minutes just so he can go, this guy sounds like a real jerk.
I'm pretending I know who Albert Gray is. I didn't.
No, Albert Fish.
Oh.
You're a New Yorker. So anyways, he was a child rapist and cannibal, as I explained.
When he's a child rapist, you try not to laugh when he looks at you.
Oh, come on, man. It's not funny.
I know it's not, but I know you want people to laugh.
Fish chose his victims. He only chose victims who were either mentally handicapped. Now, don't laugh at this next part, please.
But he wants you to, right?
No. If you laugh at this next part.
Okay. And I'm not
Fish chose victims who were either mentally handicapped or African American. Oh, come on. Why would you think that's funny? God damn, Fred. Jesus Christ, that was the worst part of the story. But why do you think he did that? What would be the explanation? Why would he only attack? Why would his victims that he chose only be either mentally handicapped or African Americans?
Because people in those days didn't care when those people were vanished.
You're right. Thinking like Albert Fish now.
And prostitutes. That's why they kill prostitutes.
Exactly. Nobody really cares about prostitutes. But you're exactly right. That's why Albert Fish killed only mentally handicapped and African Americans.
What about, okay.
I thought you'd laugh at African Americans again, that they were.
No, because I know him. I know he'll do something. That's outrageous.
Well, it's kind of outrageous. Fish was finally arrested, and he immediately began confessing to killing 700 children.
Get out of here.
Yes. I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
Now I know there was no Albert Fish.
So I didn't always come in with like full sketches, whereas Tom, I remember Tom was the guy who would always come in with like
Norm MacDonald was that guy. You guys didn't have to pitch to like an oligarch. Like you didn't have like a guy you had to pitch to.
No,
you had autonomy pretty much, right?
Right, but that's
until they asked you to have a recurring sketch and you shoved up their ass and dipped my balls in it. It's so all right, you know what? Fuck it. Go to YouTube and just type in "dip my balls in it."
Last Supper. Put Louis in the Last Supper.
Louis in the Last Supper. But really, you got to see Burning Love, you guys, and we're gonna talk a lot about it. But we all had to pitch to Lorne, and then I realized early that I would pitch all like my real ideas and like I wanted to impress everybody, and I would give like, and then this happens, and then this is the joke, and then this is, and the big twist is this at the end. So then when it got to the table for table read in front of like 40 people, no one laughed because I did the sketch in the room, and then I realized like a couple months in there was the art of the fake pitch, and like Kevin Nealon and Norm MacDonald, it was like a contest every week to see who could come up with the fucking weirdest fake pitch that the host believed was actually happening, and the rest of the room we all knew it wasn't. Lorne knew it wasn't.
That's awesome.
But I remember like Kevin Nealon every week would do 2 fake pitches and go, also I have this idea where you live at the top of one of those runaway truck ramps, you know, in your house all the way up there, and it's like dinner time, a truck comes flying through your house, man. And the host would go, yeah, this is funny. I mean, but every week. And we would all just be laughing so hard. And the host is looking around like, yeah, that is funny, right? But we're laughing because the host is a fucking moron. And then Norm, I remember, it was Bob Newhart goes, I got this idea. People always confuse literally and figuratively. A guy will go, hey, how was that movie you just saw, you know? And I go, oh, my God. It was so funny. I literally laughed my head off. But he didn't, you know, because he's got a head still. And Bob Newhart just stared at Norm like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And then Norm, like a dog with a chew toy, was like, I'm not leaving this room until, like, they fucking locked the doors like a prison movie.
He's going to break them?
Like, yeah. And he goes, or you go, hey, how's your wife? Well, she literally died. When she got your message, she literally dropped dead right there on the floor. She's died. She literally died, and now he's moving like closer.
Did Newhart break at a certain point?
Yeah, eventually he just fucking. And then that week, Norm did a sketch where he was Charles Kuralt, and he was the only. It was just Charles Kuralt alone talking to camera, and we're all like in full Charles Kuralt makeup, unrecognizable, and you're like, how the fuck do you, like, his fake sketches were better than anything I ever actually got on air.
He's amazing, isn't he? He's an amazing guy.
He is amazing.
He's the best sketch that never got on the air in my entire time at Saturday Night Live, which is only 40 episodes, was Norm MacDonald's game show, Name 2. Hey, Jimmy. Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book of World Records, rating over 4,000 songs for that new car. Name 2.
Name 2 of who?
Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book. Now, Kate Bush is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ballot, you know. For being a rock and roll Hall of Fame worthy lady, she's written over 600 songs. Name 2. Ding, 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 ding. Name 2. What a great fucking sketch.
That's a great sketch. Why didn't it get on? I'll read your book.
Who knows? I don't know why.
I'll read your book.
I heard for like 2 years, I'd go to a comedy club and they'd go, yeah, Norm was here last week. It was pretty fucking weird, dude. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
And my wife
yeah.
and I would like go like, what's going on with, like, I hope he's okay, you know? And then you see his Comedy Central special. Perfect.
Right, right.
So the joke's on everybody across the country. Like, yeah, he was really weird. He's got these other guys following him. Like every town had a different, like, I think he was super high. And another town's like, he really gambled. And another town, he came in with 19 men. Like weird, like that strange. Like he made us bathe, like he had to be bathed, or he wanted something for his feet. And then just, you know, you see his Comedy Central special, perfect. My father died. My grandfather died. My great-grandfather died, to the best of my knowledge. He's dead, you know. I come from a long line of death. And you're just like, this is perfect comedy. So, however it works for you, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
I was driving from Quebec City back to Montreal, because when you do that festival, the Montreal Festival, I would get too drunk, and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I don't want to be I just don't want to be the drunk comedian anymore. So I was like, I'm going to go to Quebec City during the day and have a day. And I was driving back to Montreal to do shows that night, and I was listening to Norm's album just called Me Doing Stand Up, and I fucking had to pull over so I didn't crash my car.
No room for improvement.
No, I almost crashed my car. I was laughing so hard.
It's 16 ounces of water in like a 10-ounce glass,
Yeah.
and it never just like.
I was like,
my
this is-
grandfather died, my great-grandfather died.
Yeah.
You know, my father, he goes on. I come from a long line of death.
Yeah, no, it was
And, like,
that
the
part.
cancer, it's a
He's
draw.
like, everybody's afraid of a terrorist. Yeah, it's your heart is what's going to attack and kill you. Like, your heart. And the funniest joke is when he goes, the only way to stop your heart from attacking you is to attack your heart with a defibrillator.
We're not doing this justice at all. And
No.
it's funny because like people that don't just get it, you're not going to convince them.
No.
By sharing it.
You just got to listen to that album. So funny.
What was it like? Hey, he lost his long battle with. Finally lost his courageous battle with cancer.
Yeah.
All right, but if he dies, the cancer dies. That's a draw.
Yeah, it's such a good.
Or like alcoholism's not a disease. Like my uncle's got bowel cancer. I have
Yeah.
searing pain. What are your symptoms? You're real happy. Sometimes I meet somebody else's disease and we fuck. He had a great Norm story. When he's, you know, he had a great story. He was opening for Norm in San Francisco, and Norm goes, "Hey, you know, we're in San Francisco, you know, so don't do any of that fag shit, you know." And he's like, "What?" And he goes, you know, San Francisco. There's a lot of gay guys here. They live here in San Francisco. So just when you go up there, don't do any of that fag shit." And Artie's like, "All right," like didn't plan on it. And then Artie does 20 minutes. Norm goes up and goes, "Hey, what's with his AIDS?" You know, they say it's like the worst disease in the world, you know. But I saw on the news today, AIDS does not discriminate, and that's nice.
Oh, no.
So I don't know why is it so bad. Hey, don't do any of that fag shit. So maybe if Norm was on the set of Suddenly Susan, he could be like, "You're a homophobe. You're not holding Maddie's hand." Last time I got heckled bad was at Motor City Casino in Detroit. And I was doing Norm MacDonald. But the thing about the Norm MacDonald impression is
you're at the Motor City Casino in Detroit.
Hey, man,
So-
I'm down. I love the D.
Yeah.
But I'm doing Norm. But the thing about a Norm impression is you have to ramble and circle it back around. Like it's got to get a little uncomfortable.
Right.
And I was doing Demi Moore. Oh my God, Demi Moore went to the hospital for that exhaustion there. You know, exhaustion. Oh my God. You know where I go where I'm exhausted, John? Home. Whenever I'm tired. I went to the hospital, you know, and it's this whole long thing about being on a construction site. And me and my friend John and Eric, you know, like, "Hey, what do you say after work? We go to the emergency room to rest, you know." And I just keep going and going. And like right next to me, like right there, she goes, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And I go, "There's always one cunt, you know." And I did it in the impression. And that person emailed me on my website and said, "I was the cunt."
I'm sorry, but I was really confused.
Oh,
And
that's-
everyone explained to me what was happening. Should I close with Norm, a paragraph from his book about Don Rickles?
Yeah, close with that.
As Norm.
Yes.
Okay. Because
Say
it is. I was at a hotel reading that off my iPad. I laughed so hard, I fell on the ground.
I don't doubt this.
My wife came in the other room because she thought I was having an actual heart attack. Because apparently I was just making gasping sounds and kicking things over.
Oh, that's perfect.
You want to hear a part of Norm? By the way, Norm's book, based on a true story, Norm MacDonald, is a must, and you have not read it.
I haven't read it. I see it. I'm on planes. It's my next buy for sure.
So it's about Don Rickles. This is Norm MacDonald's book. If you want to put a link up at jmmoore.com, since Brooks doesn't sell anything, and a link to Brooks' Instagram at
Oh,
jmmoore.com.
no, you can buy my album.
This is cool, right?
Yeah, my album's called This Is Cool, right? It's been
I
out.
love that album.
Thank you, Jay. It's very
Great
nice.
title, too.
What a delight. Thank you.
He was a big Rickles fan. He saw him on The Tonight Show his whole life, right? And he's on the set of Dirty Work, Don Rickles to Norm MacDonald. So I approached him the first day in the makeup trailer, and I introduced myself. I said, I just want to tell you, Mr. Rickles, I feel so honored that you'd agree to be in the film, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. He shook my hand. That's very nice, Norm. By the way, I spoke to the home. Your room will be ready Tuesday. The trailer erupted in laughter, and I felt rage deep in my soul. And I saw myself in the mirror, and I saw that my face was beet red. I wasn't on any waiting list for any type of home, as Mr. Rickles was clearly suggesting, you know. I'm losing the impression, but I swallowed my anger. And I was determined to find the real man through my own kindness and love. Mr. Rickles, I'd be honored if I could take you out to one of Toronto's finest restaurants and buy you dinner tonight. You know? I have a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap?
Go brap. It's literally capital.
Yeah, I got a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap? Now, this awful classless burping noise got the cheap laugh I'm sure Mr. Rickles is used to, but not from me. I could feel myself beginning to shake with rage. Now, I'm going to read to you the part where I was so happy to meet and reach the real Don Rickles, and I said, anything you want to do, what would you like, sir? Well, Norm, he says, I'd like you to get a monkey and an organ grinder and run around the room going, I lost my sack, I lost my sack. And then Mr. Rickles then pranced around the makeup trailer doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock.
What is he talking?
It's fucking fiction.
I know.
Like in the beginning, the first chapter, he's like, him and Lorne Michaels are smoking opium. And it's the most genius thing, because any fucking story, nobody can sue him.
Yeah.
Like, who's the guy, Dick Ebersol, can't do shit about what Norm wrote in here, because Norm's like, wait a minute, me and Lorne were at a whorehouse smoking crack. Don Rickles was doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock, you know. And I fled the makeup trailer. I took a nice long walk trying to compose myself. I think it was the comment about losing my sock and then running around telling everyone that hurt the most. It's fucking... oh my God. We're crazy people.
It's so funny.
But people listening are like, I don't even know why that's funny.
No, exactly. I saw him in Cedar
Brap.
Rapids. Yeah. He said brap. Dude.
Everyone that meets you does an impression of you.
What?
You're one of those guys that you make such an impression on people that everyone that meets you does a Norm MacDonald.
I don't care for any of those impressions, by the way. This is what I get. I do a perfect you. I go, all right, let's hear it. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I can do an impression myself.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, hey. That's the
I've never heard you say that.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Hey.
Sounds like you doing an impression of Brewer doing an impression of you.
Hey, Dave Jigman, yeah. You got to look into the future. It's like the word. It's like the word retard.
Well, yeah, hey, don't get me started.
That's the word right now, because I think people have stopped saying gay meaning lame.
Yeah.
The more evolved.
And they're
However, the word retard is still, I think.
It's before you argue with it, they should stop saying retarded. I like to ask two questions. I go, number one, because you have to find out about their past. And if they answer these questions differently, I give them the different speech. I go, do you think Jew me down? Do you think we stopped it because we shouldn't have had to, but people are so PC? And if they went, no, that's horrible.
What did they say when you, hey, stop with that joint there, you're getting spit on it.
So, no, hold on a second. So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know.
And so you have to say, so if the answer is no to those things, like we stopped them because they were bad, then why do you fucking think that retarded is going to stand the test of time? I don't get why.
Just look into the past. You're all dressed up.
Yeah, they told me to dress up for Comedy Week.
Explain to the folks what Comedy Week is. You fucking retard. No, can you explain?
Not really.
2 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard. 20th Century Fox has announced that Macaulay Culkin will not be hired to star in Home Alone 3. Studio spokesman said that it was nothing personal, but with Culkin now 16 years of age, the only way to keep him in the film would be to make the character retarded. In an effort to feel smarter than somebody, Dan Quayle this week spoke to 4,000 Amway employees. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into two camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. In a recent interview, Christy Brinkley suggested that football players should have special gloves connected to lights on their helmets. That way, when they catch the ball, you'll know who has possession. Read these and other interesting ideas in Christie's new book, I'm an Idiot. New York Governor George Pataki this week announced a plan to cut state scholarship aid to college students who do not maintain at least a C average. Sadly, the students hurt most by these cuts will be the idiots. According to published reports, MTV News anchor Tabitha Soren has been romantically linked with journalist Michael Lewis. Soren denies the reports, claiming she doesn't have time for a boyfriend because she's too busy pretending not to be stupid. And finally, the Oscar nominations were announced this week, and Tom Hanks and Jodie Foster are in a heated competition in the Academy's controversial new category, Best Retard. When I lived in LA, I lived on the actual street called Melrose Place. There's an actual street.
There's a Melrose? Is there really a Melrose
There's really
Place?
a Melrose Place.
Okay.
You know this, right?
Yes, that's true.
So they opened a restaurant called Melrose Place on it, and then it's right beside my house. And every time I go out, there's all these retards, like tourists, and then these tourist retards, like they're always fat and they're taking pictures, standing in front of this restaurant.
Yeah.
I've watched so many hours of his stuff, and I've met him, and he was like this comedic bar, like, hey, we got Norm, you know, there's so much shit comedy. Then you see Norm, and you're like, this is next level, this is savant type shit. And then to lose him is like, Norm had 20 more years at least of just content and thoughts and his point of view, and we'll never get that, and that sucks. He's just one of those guys who describes the most basic shit that we all know, but it's funny because he points it out. Like his Letterman set, the last Letterman, when he goes, Germany decided to attack the world, you know, and you're like, that's so true. And then he goes, who do you think you are, Mars? I mean, it's just so funny, those little things where he's just telling you facts, and it's funny. I met him once at the Comedy Cellar, and we chatted for 5 minutes, and then he went on and did the Letterman set that he did. He was running the Letterman set. And sweet guy, nice guy. I didn't know him that well, but I mean, he's just brilliant. And I also love a brilliant guy who does stupid stuff. That's a fun little combo there. Like silly guys who are actually brilliant also. He was the king. He was the best. I mean, if you could play the chairman of the board thing is probably his crown jewel in his panel.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Because he had so many great panel with the moth joke, all that shit. But
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office. Right?
You are correct.
But the one with the SNL, because a lot of comics are like, I don't give a fuck. I say what I want. This is the ultimate not giving a fuck. He goes on, he gets fired from SNL. He gets rehired to host years later. He's like, really? Okay. He's always hated them because they fired him. So he comes back and tanks the whole show in the monologue and then just does the show.
Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, you know, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is I'm still not funny. The good news is the show blows.
He's my hero.
I love him to death.
Fun, maybe one of the funniest guys on the planet. Dave Attell, Norm, in that. There's something about those two.
National treasures.
I agree, and the fact that he's not like the biggest comic of all time is weird.
Well, he is to us.
I guess so.
The comics, I mean, he's not the biggest, but the comics, he's on. The Mount Rushmore keeps getting bigger. It's
I know.
Four heads is not a good enough
You
amount.
gotta stop using that thing.
Yeah, it's a bad thing to say, the Mount Rushmore, but in the Hall of Fame.
One of the funniest guys on the planet, one of my heroes, huge influence on me. I've seen everything. I watch his YouTube probably every other day. I just put it on.
When I first met you and I saw you, I was like, oh, he's doing like a Jerry Norm thing.
Yeah, completely.
Seinfeld and Norm.
He had another special in him. He's great on podcasts. I just wish he made more. And I mean, look, he's got a lot of stuff out there, so I'm getting greedy. But I think he's one of the funniest people. I mean, no one sounds like him. Amazing jokes, great takes, brilliant comic. His gambling stories on Howard Stern are incredible. I read his book. I've seen everything he's done. This is
Dirty Work is a great comedy.
I love Dirty Work. I met him once at the Cellar, and I got a photo with him, and now I'm so glad I did. He did Last Comic Standing. He was the only honest judge. He would tell comics they were hacks. It was awesome. The comics hated him. Joe List did it, and he goes, Joe, you're a very good writer. And Anthony Jeselnik goes, hey, Joe, that Norm just called you ugly, which is such a great line. He would come in, and he would bomb a lot. He would have jokes that the audience would be like, oh. He had this one great joke. He's like, something, women are bad drivers. And they went, oh. And he went, well, I want you to know a woman wrote that joke. And they went, oh. And he went, I'm kidding. We don't hire women. You're like, yeah, that's a comic. Come on.
He just kept teasing him.
That's a fucking combo. He went this way, that way, then that way. I mean, he's the best.
Who are safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do, do you? No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
He's like on another level where he's invented certain things I never knew. Like he's taken comedy to this higher point, which I didn't know existed. It's I wish I could come up with an example.
He's another guy too that still does real comedy. Like when he goes on stage, he's fucking ballsy.
Yeah,
he swings.
Right.
You know, like,
right.
And he gets confused if everybody's mad. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Just a joke, yeah, folks.
He keeps it real.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Falls out of the chair. I mean, come on. That is
Epic
unbelievable.
moment. I wish they let the laughs go a little longer.
Yeah.
That they shorten it, but yeah, incredible.
You know, as a comic, we've all been in that moment where they're like, what do you got now? I mean, you handle hecklers all the time. You're swatting flies all day long. When you think of that line,
When Conan challenges you and you deliver, it's pretty damn cool. And
then to have that line, and he nailed it. I mean, to put that much pressure on you on TV and nail it, I mean, it just proves that he's on another level. B-O-R-E-D. Come on, to pull that out of your ass, that is something. And then the delivery, he's so excited. He's like a 10-year-old. I bet it's called B-O-R-E-D. It's like, oh, it's so funny. God, that's him already. Ah.
Damn. Brutal.
Thank God we have all the footage at least, but Jesus, we'll never get anything new.
I mean,
you don't have to pull this up because it's long, but there was a radio show, like a morning show, like you have to do on the road for press, and he's doing one, and he's like, well, you know, black people, they're poor. And the lady is like, oh my God, how can you say that, Norm? That is so racist. He's like, I'm reading the newspaper. I'm watching the news. I'm looking at the stats. They're poor. And she's like, oh my God. And all these black women call in. They go, Norm's right. We're fucking poor. It sucks. And he's like, you see? It was such a great moment.
925 says, okay, Norm, come to my 5th grade class. I dare you.
Well, where does she? Is it? Are there black people there?
Oh my God!
Where's
what does
the
that have to do
925?
with it?
Why is it harder if there's black people there?
Because black people are generally poor, and poor people are generally dangerous.
Oh my God!
Wow,
I can't
Norm.
believe you just went there.
What? Black people are rich?
Their black people span all the strata.
No.
And you're saying
you
white
gotta check
people
your
are
statistics.
poor and, oh
no,
my
black
God.
people are poorer than white people. You didn't know that? Are you telling
Norm.
me that you think black?
What I'm saying is that I try not to pigeonhole people into black people
truth.
are poor, not into the truth. Listen, there's a huge ignored middle class black population out there. How dare you say black people are poor and therefore dangerous?
Because I want them to be not poor. That's why.
And really, what's your plan?
My plan is to first of all admit that the black people have less money than white people. Because we live in a racist
our phone
society.
number is 800-400-FM97. If you'd like to talk with Norm MacDonald, I'm sure he'd love to take your call
Absolutely.
right now. Michelle, you're on the air.
I just wanted to say that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And you need
What, that black people are poor? It's hilarious.
The teacher thing, and
Oh.
you need to probably act like you're not offended by that, because first, you don't have a right to act like you're offended, and that was funny as hell. He is right about black people being poor. You know it. I know it.
Oh,
and the
my
black
God,
people know
what
it.
has happened on this show?
Well, he taught us a lot today. I think moms.
Oh, it's a learning show.
Moms an easy job.
Where have
Teachers
you guys
an easy
been
job.
living for the last 300 years in
Steve,
this country?
you're Paris. You are on the air.
I think that is completely untrue.
Go on.
Not all black people are poorer.
Amen.
than
Sister?
white.
Well, I didn't say that.
That's what you
No,
said.
you said
I
black
said
people
black
have
people
less money
have
than
less
white people.
money than white people.
You've
yeah.
been to West Virginia? Because there's some white people with no money there.
Well,
exactly.
Well, okay. You're saying one black person has more money than one white person.
What
True.
about Eddie Murphy?
Yeah, what about Eddie Murphy?
You're
Yeah.
saying by and
No,
large,
you're right.
if you
You're
break
right.
it down.
You're right. Yeah, of course, black people have less money than white people.
As
not
an average.
true. Not all black people have less money than white people.
Oh
but he's
my
talking
God.
in
Oh
okay.
my
We all
God.
get what he's saying.
Listen. Guys in wheelchair. There's a guy in a wheelchair that can go faster than me in a race. But if I said guys in wheelchairs are generally slower than me, you know, come
the
on.
way you said it was so harsh that to
Give
say.
your head a shake. Give your head a shake.
Oh my God! All right, thank you. Hey, it's Danielle from Big Brother, famously black woman.
Where's my 40 acres and a mule? I need my 40 acres and a mule. But you know what? He's right.
Yeah. Go on, Danielle.
I mean, if you think
School
about
us.
it, there's been cases where the same person will apply for a job, and at times the other race gets the higher pay. I'm just keeping it real, folks.
All right, thank you, Danielle.
Absolutely. I'm saying that having
Try
less
to offend everyone equally.
having less money or having or not having less money is not a product of your nature. It's that you don't have the money because the white people don't give you the money.
It's actually supportive of black people to say that, actually.
707
Of course I'm
says.
supportive of black people. I'm in a room of
You're saying
racists.
that to have justice,
Oh
we should
my
all
God!
have
The 415. Do you want to keep him for the next segment? At this point, I'm not sure. I'm finding Norm to be somewhat on the offensive side.
You know what, though? I love that he's saying all this stuff and then looks over with a big smile.
I know,
and
big smile. He's like, oh man, they're going to talk about this all day.
Well, I didn't know that everyone. I thought San Francisco was a little more open than.
No, San Francisco actually
they're
isn't.
racist?
No, they're not racist.
Well, so far, by the way, most people have agreed with me.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Norm and his babysitter Steve will still be here,
Ray
offending
Frumstein.
people left and right. Stevie Ray Frumstein.
We're not offending anyone but racists.
How do you figure? To make a sweeping generalization
It's not
that
a sweeping
belittles
gener-
it
It's
is.
not a sweeping generalization. It's a statistical fact, and it belittles no one. It only states a fact that I hope we can change in this country. If we're going to pretend that black and white people make the same amount of money, then nothing will ever change. Come on, you know that.
Can't we just see it as everybody?
Well, we can see it any way you want it. If you want to
Sarah's
pretend.
looking for some
If you want to live in a fantasy world,
and you're not going to find
No,
it.
there's not a clean out.
You're digging.
I'm breaking.
You're digging deeper
We'll
and deeper.
be back.
Tell us about it. It's the rules. It's how to capture a man's heart, and it's for women. And it says all these rules that you have to follow, and you will capture a man's heart. And the rule number 1: have huge breasts. Yeah, that guy likes it. Yeah, because apparently men love women with huge breasts. They do. They like that.
Newlyweds Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson had their first argument this week. He wants kids, while she wants fake kids. Pop singer Madonna was outraged this week when a tabloid photographer snapped her picture while she was breastfeeding her new baby. Apparently, the baby was blocking her nipple. Connecticut legislatures are about to pass a law that would make it illegal to prohibit breastfeeding in public. Then, hopefully, these legislatures will also change the fascist law that the person being breastfed in public has to be a baby. Michael Jackson has reportedly stepped right into his new role as a dad, spending many hours a day with his newborn son, doing the changing, the burping, even the breastfeeding. So, it's nice when a fella does that. Asked recently what will set his new Batman film apart from its predecessors, Batman and Robin director Joel Schumacher said, quote, "In this one, all the costumes will have nipples." Note to self, do not watch the next Batman and Robin. Well, Premiere Magazine's list of the 100 most powerful people in Hollywood hit the newsstands this month. In an odd bit of ranking, Demi Moore was ranked number 28, while her breasts were ranked 20 and 21. So, in an interview out this week, Demi Moore says she would like to have another baby, this time a boy, to go along with her 3 daughters and 2 huge breasts. Demi Moore is wrapped filming on G.I. Jane, in which she plays a Navy SEAL combat officer. Moore says that in contrast to other Hollywood portrayals of women in the military, her character will have giant breasts. Actor Bruce Willis is filming his next movie, The Broadway Brawler, in Wilmington, Delaware. Meanwhile, his wife, Demi Moore, is taking a break from movie work, saying she wants to spend more time with her huge breasts.
I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go of everything and scared of letting
I think it's attractive.
I like Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh, come on.
You're
You don't like her?
Come on.
You don't like Anna Nicole Smith?
Come on, she's gotten heavy. He's putting me on.
No, I'm not. I saw a picture of her recently where she was really, really fat, where she didn't look good.
Right, but you're talking about years ago when she was thin. Oh, okay.
Not that long ago. Yeah, a couple of years ago.
So you like big breasts?
Yeah, I like big breasts.
Does your wife have big breasts?
She has normal size
What,
breasts.
C cups?
I don't know. I hear you talking about those. I don't follow those.
You're in bad shape. Do you like Sally Struthers too?
Oh, I did.
You
yeah.
did, right? Yeah, that's your type.
Oh my
like
God,
blonde
I
and
love
buxom.
Sally Struthers.
Not anymore though.
What?
Well, you don't like her anymore.
No, I don't like her with the flies around her.
It's kind of a turn off.
It's like with comics. It's like you have to love doing what you do and actually do it.
You're so
you know
right.
what I mean? Like you can't just be lazy. That skates by for when you're naturally funny. You can be lazy at first, but eventually you got to get your shit together and work. It's
A lot of people don't know that you're on the road like 300-something days a year. You're doing stand-up.
I was trying to, B.B. King told me he did 320 days a year. Big man, with, and he had to prick his fingers. Everybody used loose steel. So I said, I'm going to try beat B.B. King. If he can do it, I can do it. But I never got past 300 I did last year.
But it was kind of a lot. Wow. You're like the Jay-Z of stand-up.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough to stand in this house so steady.
I'm going to go see Howard Stern and talk to him on the radio.
What's going on, man? Anything new?
Just what I told you. I just fucking told you.
So you just here to hang out?
No, I told you word for. You have it on tape. Why are you asking me?
So you're here to talk to Howard?
I'm here to. What did I say?
Anything in particular, though?
No.
There was an article about Artie.
Oh, in Rolling Stone.
that thing.
Oh, you know about this shit?
Yeah.
You read the Rolling Stone article and you
It's
thought you'd
the
tell us?
fucking weirdest fucking thing I've ever read in my life.
Do you think it's a negative article or do you think it's a positive article?
That's the best article he's ever read about.
They had an age-old debate about this fucking article.
Well, let me ask you something.
This is the only art. Listen, if you read an article about an entertainer, I think this is history. This would not. I have never read an article about an entertainer where the entertainer is described as a liar. You don't see that like if they're doing a piece on fucking Elizabeth Taylor.
Right.
Not only is Elizabeth Taylor lie to people. What? You go, what?
But let me ask you
I thought I was reading about a fucking comic. What?
Norm, let me ask you a question. There's a school of thought, which I share,
Yeah.
that, Artie's book is about his
And
drug.
then he goes, and then she goes like, there's other shit where she goes like, he's a fucking guy that's like, kind of like these two dead guys. Andrew Dice Clay, obese, tragic clown. Like, that's a phrase. There's no phrase with obese in it. I've heard tragic clown. She tries to throw that in as if that's the phrase.
Well, I know Artie.
Obese, tragic
And
clown.
then I'm like David Sedaris, which is
And then-
great.
No, all of a sudden she goes, I guess I'll make him a fruit. What the fuck is that? First,
So you didn't like the article?
he knows, because he knows.
Understand it.
What? I didn't like the article.
You didn't like the article?
It's the fucking worst article I've ever read. This ain't no puff piece. Listen, let me tell you about. You know show business.
Yeah.
You got your puff pieces.
Yes.
And then if it's not a puff piece, what is it? Inevitably,
It's a shitty
hatchet
piece.
job.
Yeah, hatchet job, right.
Fucking hatchet job.
But let me ask you something.
This is horror.
you're working up Artie into a sweat, but can I give you the opposite point of view?
He's just funny. I think he's funny.
Norm.
Not being funny. I think it's shit article.
Artie is in Rolling Stone, which is exciting.
Yeah, because they come and they go, hey, man, we like you. Hey, I know these motherfuckers. Hey, we like you. I mean, obviously not going to go, hey, man, we're going to fucking call you an obese clown. Here, can we take your picture?
Do you ever,
by the way,
did this ever happen to you?
Artie, why do you have a fucking sign saying no photography fucking equipment allowed in my apartment?
The picture was not good in your opinion? Yeah.
No, the picture, I don't find.
Norm.
Norm MacDonald is threatening Seth Simons on the.
What does he say?
So Seth Simons goes same energy, and he posted a picture of the Joker and Donald Trump, which is like,
God. Oh my God!
You fucking loser!
And fucking Norm MacDonald wrote, "Hey, you fucking piece of shit! It's you that's the Joker, a failed stand-up that kills someone who got a TV show. I cannot wait to meet you, and I will."
Damn, dude.
Yeah. That's so sick.
That is awesome. Norm's just like, fuck you, bitch. Fuck.
He's brilliant, Byron Allen. He had that Comics Unleashed. You ever do that? Oh, you couldn't be more leashed.
There's nothing. It's not like there's nothing unleashed about it. It's not like you would have like Lenny Bruce on and like.
And he has no segue. So this is what he said to John Lovitz one time. He said, he just turned to him from, he's talking to Schimmel, and then he goes to John Lovitz. He goes, now, John, I understand you're growing older.
What's your favorite religious movie?
I loved Passion of the Christ.
Did you?
Although I will say I thought it was very anti-Semitic, because every Jew looked like fucking Lovitz. You know what I mean? They were all like, hook noses and stuff. So I could see the anti-Semitism. Remember when you had that show? Do you still have that show at the Laugh Factory?
Yeah, every Tuesday.
I enjoy that show.
Did you ever do that?
Because on Tuesday, for a long time, I would drive by the Laugh Factory and it would say, John Lovitz. So I'd go, I know what not to do on Tuesday. How do you feel about the stand-up comedy of John?
John?
Of John.
I mean,
like when a guy starts stand-up at 60.
And then like opens his own club to do it. So it's like,
oh yeah, that's right. He opened a club.
Have his own stage time, so nobody can be like.
Have you ever played the Lovitz Club?
No.
God damn, you've avoided everything.
Every comedy landmine. Yeah, I squeaked by.
Norm has a CD. It's called Norm MacDonald. Ridiculous. It's coming out September 12th. It's a comedy CD, of course. And you got some famous people, a.k.a. friends of yours, to do some bits on there with you. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Some of my friends did it. So it was
Will
fun.
Ferrell, correct?
Yeah, the great Will Ferrell was in it. He was kind enough to do it.
Molly Shannon?
Yes, the great Molly Shannon was in it. She was kind enough. Some of this will be repetitious, though.
Is Tim Meadows great, or is he superb?
Tim Meadows is a real talent.
You got John Lovitz on there?
Yeah.
You ever see that guy play softball, by the way? Speaking of baseball and hats, you ever see him hit the ball?
I've seen him do stand-up. He tried starting stand-up when he was 50.
Really? What about those Subway commercials? That's kind of...
Yeah, it's great. He got a catchphrase for the first time in 18 years.
And what's the catchphrase?
Eat fresh.
Oh, eat fresh. And he gets to wear a bathrobe on TV. I buy Subway sandwiches.
No, he's a really funny guy. He's hysterical.
How long? Up here?
Yeah, no, I listened to that show, actually. Yeah.
What happened the time you and Norm MacDonald played tennis? There's a story that he showed up in a leather jacket and jeans.
Yeah, I know. I know. He tells that story, and I don't know why he's so into it.
Oh, it's a funny visual. It's a funny visual. Him dressed like that.
What he left out is that we're playing, and he I play all the time. He never plays, right? But he can get the ball, but he dinks it back, and he has no rhythm. Anyway, when someone just like floats every ball, if you're not used to it, you can't get any rhythm, and it's just hard to play. So he won, but what he left out was after every point, he'd leave the court for like a minute and brag to his assistant about how, look what just happened. Then he'd come back, 1 point, he'd leave again. I go, Norm, do you want to play? And he just kept leaving. It was very frustrating, and so he won. So then I said to my coach, I go, how do you beat a guy like that? It's so frustrating. It's just the ball's just. And my teacher's guy, Alex Olmedo, who's you're into sports. Look him up. He was a champion college player, Wimbledon champ, beat Rod Laver, Emerson, who won Wimbledon. He's in the Hall of Fame from Peru. Great guy. So he said, just step in and take it early. And I go, could you beat someone like that? He goes, what are you kidding? I'd kill him. So I go, all right, fine. So then we played again, and then I just, I creamed him and I beat him. So and also, I wasn't trying as hard the first set because he was, he's not as good, so I'm just taking it easy. But then
and he was wearing jeans and a leather jacket.
Well, he beat you 6-0 the first time, didn't he?
6-0?
No, he wasn't wearing. I don't remember what he was wearing. He didn't beat me 6-0. He's full of crap.
That's what he told him.
So then we played again, and then I beat him quite easily. And he goes, let's play again. I said, no, I don't play you again. Because when I knew he'd want to play after I beat him, last time we played, I beat him, and that's that.
Give us a good league
but
of
he cheats. He cheats, and he's not fun to play with.
Of course.
So he tells this story,
Right. Give us a good league of their own story. Lovitz! Just back off for a second.
Hey, he's being Lovitz. This is what Lovitz does.
I know. This is what he does. Him and Norm, both of them. Give us a good league of their own story.
What did you play tennis with John Lovitz? What is that?
No, I played tennis with John Lovitz. Goes every day to the Beverly Wilshire and it's an expensive Beverly Hills hotel. I don't know what it's called. But anyways, the guy there, the coach, is Alex Olmedo, who's a Peruvian tennis player from old, and he's very good. He played, he beat Ron Laver 3 times.
Right.
And so he's 60 or whatever, but a Peruvian 60.
Does that mean he's a young 60 or
yeah,
an old 60?
A handsome,
young 60.
Yes, sexy.
Peruvian 60, I like that.
Yeah, Peruvian 60. So you could still imagine him with a lady.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my father when he was 60, it would be hard to imagine.
Yeah.
But a Peruvian, you can imagine. You can easily imagine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because my father, he doesn't know. He'd get you a Casio watch to a lady. That would be his thing. But these guys, they're more champagne on your spine, my darling. It's a whole different thing. Anyways, so it has nothing to do with his way with the ladies, the story. But John Lovitz got lessons from him every single day at this hotel.
Yeah.
So then he told me that he was really good at tennis. So I was like, I could beat you.
You just assume you can beat John Lovitz in anything, right?
Yeah. Because I played tennis 4 times.
Yeah.
I figured that's about what it would take to beat John Lovitz. So I said, yeah, I'll play it, And he goes, you'll never beat me. I play everybody. What are you talking about? I go, no, I'll play anything you want. So I go to the place, and I'm in my jeans and a leather jacket. I don't have clothes for tennis. I only played 4 times. So I get there, and they give me a club and everything, and a tennis racket. And I know, clearly I'm going to beat John Lovitz. So we start playing, and, I just keep tinking them over a little bit, the little backspin, near the net, whatever that shot's called. So Lovitz lumbers over, and he can never get to it, And so I just beat him like 6-0 in the first set. So he starts thinking I'm doing something illegal by tinking it over the net.
The backspin backhand or whatever? Yeah.
He's never seen this. He thinks you're supposed to hit it to him.
Oh.
So he starts complaining because he's like, I play Alex and I can beat him. He's talking about beating Alex Olmedo, the pro, the tennis
60-year-old Peruvian. Yeah.
He thinks. So I said, well, why? He goes, I beat him. I play him every day. And I go, well, Lovitz, this, a tennis pro is one of their big skills is they hit the ball so it will land on your racket.
Right.
So wherever you're standing, the ball is right there.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not true. Then he was convinced that I could beat Alex Olmedo. He said, you've never seen anything like this, Alex. He tinks it over the net. So this is Lovitz. So then I played, and then he wanted to really win, and he kept playing me, and I said, oh, God. So one day I was like, he was getting so angry and everything, so I let him win 1 game.
Yeah.
And then he quit. He retired.
On top.
Yeah, calling himself the champ.
Like John Elway.
Yeah, exactly. He won one game. He goes, doesn't matter. It's whoever won last. That's what they do in boxing. And I was saying, well, boxing, they do have to defend them or whatever.
That's funny.
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around. No.
One time we were doing a show in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I'm not like him at all. Except if you say to me like, you can't say that or talk about a certain thing or don't say that, I'm like, well, now I have to. It's just kind of your instinct as a comic to bug people,
Yes.
you know?
Right.
Like, don't do that. It really bothers me. And then you're kind of a jerk and they're like, oh, you mean like this? So we were doing a show and I opened for him I did about, I guess, 15 minutes or 20. Then he headlined. But it was for a, what do you call it? When they comp the audience, you know what
Sure.
I mean? For big gamblers, I forget the word.
Yeah.
So there wasn't people paying tickets, but anyway, they did it. We did it. So he's doing the show, and he's very funny, but he's dirty. So all of a sudden, someone yells out, "Well, we don't like that kind of talk." So there's about 400 people there, and he goes, "Well, how many of you don't like that kind of talk?" You know, and it was like practically the whole room. He goes, "Well, how many of you don't mind?" And it was like 20 people. So he goes, or 10 people. He goes, "Well, I'd hate to disappoint those 10 people because the rest of you don't like it." And then he just got dirtier. You know? And I'm just like crying, laughing, you know, because the audience wasn't even laughing, but he just, you know, and that was a typical him. You take a big risk when you do that. I mean, he did that at the casino. We were banned I couldn't work there for 5 years.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Mm-hmm.
He got banned from that casino in Biloxi, Mississippi? For
Well,
5
and he
years?
was gambling, and he got caught counting cards.
Oh, there's that, too.
Well, I mean. So the combo.
So, Norm, your book, based on a true story, reads like a novelistic memoir. The central narrative is reminiscent of Hunter S. Thompson's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and you've got bits of Jack London, Steinbeck, and maybe just a dash of Tolstoy sprinkled in there for good measure. I'm curious about what you were hoping to accomplish with the book. Do you see it as kind of a parody of celebrity memoirs, an homage to your favorite authors, or is it something else entirely?
No, what I wanted to do was make the greatest comic novel of all time because I love reading, but when it comes to comedy, it's incredibly hard to write comedy. You know, Mark Twain is funny.
Oh, yeah.
To an extent, he's funny. John Kennedy O'Toole's novel was funny.
A Confederacy of Dunces, yeah.
To an extent, it was funny, but it wasn't gut-busting funny. So I wanted to make a book that was, I knew I couldn't make it as strong as my stand-up. First of all, it's fiction. It really bothers me that it's out in the nonfiction.
Mm-hmm.
New York Times considers it nonfiction because it's ridiculous. And I've had arguments with them because just because it says a memoir on the title is meaningless. You know, it's just the title. Anyways, no, that's what I was aiming to do, was to write the funniest novel that's ever been written.
Yeah, gut-busting.
Yeah.
One of the great things about the book is that it's unlike any other works of comedy I've ever encountered, whereas a lot of books by celebrities are confessional, telling the story behind the story. With this book, you turn that model on its head. You'll take a kernel of truth and spin it into a ridiculous story, like the time you worked on SNL and ended up with a 40-year prison sentence for contracting a hitman to kill a writer. And some reviewers have said the book ridicules audiences looking for some juicy gossip. Does that criticism hold any water for you? Is that something you were trying to do?
No, I wasn't trying to do it, but I did immediately understand that backstage holds nothing. Like in show business, backstage is just you're eating a sandwich trying to figure out what to do on stage. So, you know, on stage is the real thing. And so what I was trying to do with the book to make that point strongly was to make the book not backstage either, but rather on stage. I wanted to make the book a work, not talking about some other work,
A novel as opposed to nonfiction. Yeah, and my sense is that maybe another reason why you wanted to turn your life into this work of fiction is because you're not a fan of confessional comedy, right? I've read that somewhere.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, this is a new thing that I didn't even know about until a couple of years ago, and I started noticing it in clubs, and it was maddening. I didn't like it at all.
Why not?
Well, because I was always taught that the nature of art was to conceal, not to reveal. When people confess things, and they're told how brave they are, because they have cancer or something, and they talk about it. Well, everyone has cancer. I mean, it's not rare at all. The brave thing to do if you have cancer is to not talk about it, is to just have it and keep it a secret and don't burden anyone with it. All you're doing is burdening people with those things.
You think so? You don't think it can ever be helpful to share this story for other people going through, in this case, going through cancer, dealing with cancer? You don't think that?
It might be, but I certainly doubt that's its intent. Its intent is to bask in the pity.
So it's kind of narcissistic, would it be fair to say, almost?
It's incredibly narcissistic. These are private things.
Yeah. Have you ever read Nick Tosh's 1992 biography of Dean Martin? It's called...
Yes.
You have?
Dino.
Yeah, excellent. Dino, living high in the dirty business of dreams. The reason I ask is because you've read it, you know this, but our listeners won't know this. One of Tosh's central arguments in the book is that Dean Martin approached his life and career with this thing called menefregissimo, an Italian word meaning I don't give an F. And it seems to me that you have a lot of that same spirit of menefregissimo, and that is a big part of your appeal and success. I would even go so far as to say that you could be described as the Dean Martin of stand-up comedy. Or maybe it would be more accurate to say that Dean Martin is the Norm MacDonald of male vocalists. What do you think? Do you think you've got the menefregissimo going on?
Dean Martin is my hero of all time. He's like my number one guy.
Really?
When I was a little kid, I would watch the Dean Martin show.
Sure. Gold Diggers, him coming down the fire pole?
Yes.
Yeah.
And something resonated with me that everything else seemed false, but he seemed real within that false framework. I always remember this sketch he did because he would get giant stars on the show, So it was him and Ruth Buzzy. They're in a cold water flat. They're supposed to be a couple. And she's in complete Ruth Buzzy garb with the handbag and everything.
Yeah, the old lady routine that she does Gladys, I think the name was, that she would do with Artie Johnson on Laughing.
Exactly. And Dean Martin is wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah.
The same tuxedo that he had on for the opening monologue.
Yeah.
And he's just standing, reading from a card, not even looking at her. And she's acting up a awful storm, There's a knock on the door. It's Sinatra, who's also wearing a tux. Oh, they also have a drink and a cigarette in their hands.
Oh, of course.
So they walk in, they do the sketch. And then Dean Martin sees something. I'll never forget this. He starts laughing, and he walks up and he looks at the cue card, and he picks it up and starts reading it and laughing at how funny because he's never seen it before. So I don't know. It's sort of dereliction of duty in a way, you could say, but to me it was hysterical as a child. So yeah, Dean Martin was a gigantic influence in my life. It's funny that you stumbled onto that.
So Dean Martin's this huge influence. Is that the thing you took, the thing that I see in a lot of your comedy, the menefregissimo, the I don't give an F attitude?
Yes, I stole that from Dean Martin, note for note.
Wow. Okay.
But I love that thing. I forgot that phrase. What do you call it?
Menefregissimo. That's what Tosh calls it. It's a real word. It's like, actually, I looked it up. It's in Wiktionary. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun to say.
Menefregissimo, yeah. I would order that.
Yeah. Yeah, menefregissimo with a little marinara on the side. Yeah, I would order it too.
Menefregissimo. I love that. Yeah.
So something else I read in terms of just writing a joke, that one of the things you often aspire to is you like to have a setup and punchline that are as close together as possible in terms of the wording. right?
Yes. That was something that I tried to do on Weekend Update specifically, not in stand-up. Because it was a parody of the news, it needed to have the setup be a very rigidly written sentence that a newsman would say,
Yeah.
Exactly like a newsman would say. Since it had that, I thought the punchline and the setup, if they were exactly the same, would be great, because then you're just pointing out the absurdity of the setup, Oftentimes in a joke, I would do the setup and everyone would laugh, and then you don't even have to go on, because you can't comment on something that everybody already finds ridiculous and funny.
Yeah. Can you give me an example? Is there a joke that's come the closest, something that you told on Weekend Update that came closest to the setup and punchline almost matching word for word?
Yes, there was one joke. Lyle Lovett and Julie Roberts are getting divorced. The reason insiders cite is that she's Julia Roberts and he's Lyle Lovett.
Yeah, that's great, because they seem like such an odd couple. So yeah, you use the newsman setup, and then that is a classic. What is the biggest laugh you ever got? Like, you've gotten thousands, I guess, in all the years you've been doing stand-up. Is there one moment that you can point to as one of the biggest laughs or the most satisfying laughs you ever got?
No, I can't, because this is why. Because in live stand-up, this is something I learned also, because I was always afraid to speak to the audience, and I also thought it was very hackneyed to speak to the audience.
Oh, like to interact with them.
Yes, to interact with the crowd. And so I would just stare into the lights and do my jokes. As time went on and I gained a little maturity, I understood it was only fear that stopped me from talking to the audience, and that's what the audience loves. That's what makes it a live event. Otherwise, they could just watch it on YouTube, They could just watch your act or just read your act off a piece of paper. So what they want is interaction. So that's why I can't cite the biggest laugh, because that's where the biggest laugh would come, organically out of a conversation with people.
Yeah.
I think about laughter quite a bit. And when you say like the biggest laugh, I find it very interesting. I was just thinking about this last week. The biggest laughs you'll ever hear in life are like at a Thanksgiving dinner with a bunch of loved ones. And nothing funny is said, But there's this laughter that's going through the room. And it just comes from love. So I've been talking about love a lot in my act lately, because I find that to be a taboo subject.
I find that surprising. Why do you find love to be a taboo subject?
Well, no one talks about it. No one finds any comedy in it. And yet it's central to everything there is.
Do you think because so much of comedy is based on conflict, love is difficult to turn into jokes?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Can you give me an example of a joke about love that you've told that you're particularly happy with?
Well, I talk about how much we don't love, and how we can walk beside a homeless guy that's pleading for money and ignore him and stuff. I talk about like how a dog can love, and that's all it does really, is love. We can't even keep up with the dog. But now, this sounds not funny at all, as I say it.
Yeah.
But when I say it in a club, it catches people off guard. That's what it does. Because you're not supposed to be talking about that. You're supposed to be cynical. And I used to be cynical. I used to be a very cynical person.
So when did you stop being such a cynical person? What was the turning point?
I don't know. Just as I aged, just as anybody grows,
Yeah.
Just constant introspection and seeing that what you do maybe is hollow or something, and so you have to change all the time.
Do you see, or have you seen your work as a stand-up comedian as hollow?
Yeah, my earlier work, yeah.
Yeah, because you're constantly improving and growing.
Yeah, I talked of nothing of consequence or significance. I do love comics that talk about minutiae. Like there's a comic named Brian Regan that I love, and Jerry Seinfeld.
Sure, yeah, the master of it.
And in some ways, I think those guys are the deepest of anybody, because they talk about the stuff of life, you know, the little things.
Yeah, life is made up of the details.
Yeah, exactly. So I certainly love that, but I guess my mind goes toward the more ethereal, especially as of late. You know, I live alone, I think a lot, so I sort of live in a fantasy world more than I wouldn't know what's inside a grocery store, you know.
It has its pros and cons to live in a fantasy world.
It has its pros and cons, yeah. You could lose your mind, that's the con.
Yeah.
But the pro is everything turns out all right.
Menefreghismo, menefreghista, ser menefreghismo, menefreghismo, menefreghismo e menefreghismo, e menefreghismo.
Norm MacDonald is a stand-up comedian and a fictional memoirist. His new book is called Based on a True Story, a memoir. His new stand-up special debuts on Netflix on Tuesday, May 9th. It's called Norm MacDonald, Hitler's Dog, Gossip, and...
Yeah, well, I thought this was a memoir. I thought this was...
No, it only says a memoir on it, but it's a novel. I don't know, so I was angry when it was in the nonfiction.
Yeah.
Because it's a memoir. It says a memoir, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's like if you bought Grapes of Wrath, you're like, hey, there's no grapes.
Yeah.
Or you put in the grape section. That's smart.
Yeah.
Then everybody will find Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah.
People that like grapes.
Okay, listen.
All right. Wow, this is exciting. Thank you, and welcome to the American Music Awards. This is exciting. I'm not actually in music, so let me introduce myself. To those of you who don't know me, I'm Norm MacDonald. For those of you not familiar with me, thank you very much. I am the biological child of Melissa Etheridge and Norm Crosby. So if you want to... Well, that's the big story in music news right now. Melissa Etheridge asked her friend David Crosby to be the biological father of her children. And you know, this was a new experience for David Crosby. Usually when David Crosby picks up a turkey baster, there's a turkey in the vicinity. That's right. He's a fat guy. But this is the 27th annual American Music Award. It's the first American Music Award of the new millennium, and we're setting a... Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting. And we're setting a big record here tonight. Three straight hours of ABC programming without Regis, so that's kind of exciting. Yeah. You know, before I did the show, I never realized how much work it took to put on a production like this. Check it out. They spent 2 months building all these incredible sets. They had to coordinate 14 live music acts. And most impressive of all, they had to find a seat filler for Jennifer Lopez. She got a... What the fuck was that? Now, maybe you guys are right. Maybe she doesn't have a gigantic ass. I stand corrected. Well, it's been quite a year in music, though. Let's look back. A lot of classic songs have been covered this year, haven't they? Lenny Kravitz did American Woman. Dwight Yoakam did Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And Barry Manilow released an album entitled Manilow Sings Sinatra, and I'll tell you, it is a great CD, or as I like to call it, it is a great coaster. I like to throw my drinks on that. It's not a good CD at all. And you know, with everyone so obsessed with their careers nowadays in music, you know what I mean? Here's a kind of a nice story. Celine Dion is retiring from music to try to start a family, you know, and I think she's serious about it, because I just saw her backstage chasing David Crosby with a bucket and a copy of Swank. So
think she's serious about it. Well, we've got a big show, so let's get it going. Yeah. Here are our first presenters. As Dr. Fraser Crane, he's achieved stardom in TV, and with hits like Come to My Window and Angels Would Fall, she's achieved stardom in music. But they have one thing in common. They both love the ladies. Please welcome Melissa Etheridge and Kelsey Grammer. Thank you. We're back here to present the award for the favorite country album. Our Shadazy. An interesting thing about the name Shadazy. Do you realize that the name Shadazy comes from the Native American word for my sisters? It's kind of like that other Native American band Chumbawamba, which means thanks for that one song. Ladies and gentlemen, Shadazy, right here. Okay, folks, before we continue, I have an announcement from the management. Would the owner of a Glock 9 with the inscription "Too Puffy with Love" please pick up your gun? It's at the hospitality suite. Well, 1999 was a big year for Latin musicians, and Atlanta Braves pitcher John Rocker thinks they all suck. He especially hates our next performer, and has never bought any of his 13 consecutive #1 Latin singles or any of his 17 million albums he sold. So if you're watching now, John Rocker, be a good time to hit the can. For the rest of us, here he is, Enrique Iglesias. That's a coincidence because I did that song in a karaoke bar the other night. That's one of my favorite songs. I was just talking to Dre backstage. I don't know if he's a real doctor, but he did prescribe me some stuff. So I don't know. There he goes. And that leads us to our first special merit award of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, for nearly 30 years, our next presenter toured the country with his band, the Grateful Dead, playing guitar to sold-out arenas of tie-dyed hippies. That's right. Please welcome the late, great Andy Garcia. Well, I'll tell you, it's nice to be back on stage out here. You know, I don't want to say my dressing room is small, but Tommy Lee just dropped by to visit. He shook hands with Carmen Electra. He blew out a wall. He's got a huge, anyway. And now to present tonight's next award. Real singers, country music stars Trace Adkins and Montgomery Gentry. Oh, well, thank you, folks. Exciting. I didn't know the Judds were back together. Did you know that? I just saw them. I just saw the Judds backstage. Yeah, you're big Judds fans? I just saw the Judds backstage chasing David Crosby around with 6 mason jars and a ham sandwich tied on a fishing pole. I don't know what it means. Our next presenters are talented young stars who became overnight sensations with their brilliant debut albums. And if I can take this moment to offer a little friendly advice, kids, whatever you do, when you put out your second albums, don't suck. Please welcome Tal Bachman and Britney Spears. Yeah, Savage Garden. That was great. He didn't seem as savage tonight as usual to me, but that might just be me. You know, folks, it's time for our next presenters, and for a long time there's been a rivalry between West Coast rappers and East Coast saxophone players. But tonight they have put their differences aside to be here. Please welcome Warren G. and Kenny G. Our next performers took their name from the nickname of their home state. They picked Lone Star because the other nickname for Texas was already taken by that other band, Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, Lone Star. Well, you all know our next two presenters. When he was on the show Silver Spoons, he went by the name of Ricky. But now he's all grown up on NYPD Blue, and he prefers to be called Big Ricky. She is an exceptionally gifted singer and songwriter by the name of Amy Grant, although she also prefers to be called Big Ricky, oddly enough. Ladies and gentlemen, big hand for Big Ricky Schroeder and Big Ricky Grant. Thank you, folks. I'm really happy to save the 90s Artist of the Decade Award for me to present. I have been a huge country music fan my entire life, and I'm a big fan of this guy. In case you don't know, there's been no need for voting on this one at all. The record stands by itself. Look at these statistics. The fastest-selling artist in history. 4 albums, sold more than 10 million copies each. Over 95 million albums sold in all, more than any other American recording artist. By acclamation, the 90s Artist of the Decade, Garth Brooks. Together 3 of the hottest top 10 singers, and we put them together on this stage to participate in a bare-knuckle fight to the death. Here are Tyrese, Jessica Simpson, and Julio Iglesias Jr. All right. That's it, folks. Good night. Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you know, and I was asked to host the ESPYs this year. Yeah, hi, that's my name, Espen. When I was asked to host the ESPYs this year, folks, I said yes immediately for one reason and one reason only. This show has interns. I'll be having little improper relations backstage a little later. But man, it's great to be here at the 6th annual ESPY Awards. Hard to believe, huh, that the ESPYs are 6 years old. Although Anthony Mason swears they're 18. So, yeah, he'll be having sex with the ESPYs in about 12 years. So. I was a little late here tonight. I took the cab to the theater, folks. And I don't know if you've ever been in these New York City cabs, but I got one of those cabbies, couldn't speak English, you know. Saw his name there on the dash. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it was something like Hideki Arabu. I'm like, Arabu's been having some trouble, man. They fired his translator. Steinbrenner fired his translator. And people see that as cruel, you know, but I don't know, you know. I mean, if you're not doing well in Yankee Stadium, you know, do you really need a translator? Do you want that, you know? You know? Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck. You should go back to Japan, you dirty foreigner. Okay, I got it. I'm trying to pitch over here. It's great to be here on ESPN. I love sports, man. Man, you can see sports on ESPN you don't see on other networks. You know, like kickboxing. That's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking. This seems kind of immature. Just backstage, a lot of celebrities back there, man. I was talking to Jerry Jones, you know, the Cowboys owner, and he's disappointed, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy, though, man. He's talking about rebuilding the team, you know. And he told me, he says, we have to get back to what made us a championship team. Strippers and crack. Hey, have you heard about this? Ted Turner and NBC plan to start their own rival football league to compete with the NFL. And not much known about the specifics of this new league, except for this, it will suck. They know that. So they might have trouble, getting advertisers when we know it will suck. And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? Denver did great, There he is. I love the Denver fans, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either. Well, NBA All-Star Weekend over. That was exciting, man. The East beat the West. Jeff Hornacek won the three-point shootout. Houston's Clyde Drexler and Cynthia Cooper won that exciting two-ball thing. And Charles Barkley won the throw a guy through a plate glass window contest. So that was quite a game, I mean, who impressed me the most yesterday was Kobe Bryant. Unbelievable. This guy's amazing. 19 years old, the youngest starter ever in the All-Star game, and he played so well that today he was named spokesman for NBC's new public service campaign called Screw It, Who Needs College? Of course, the biggest story in basketball, no question about it, Michael Jordan may retire. Yeah, Michael Jordan may retire after this season, and it's terrible news for Bull fans, but it is terrific news for golf hustlers. They're happy about it. But Jordan is very serious, though, about leaving. In fact, he's already called the Hall of Fame to make sure that his plaque bears his basketball nickname, Air Jordan, and not his baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. That would just be disrespectful, Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night, I saw speed skating, and my goodness, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord. There was an East German woman, I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was... Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see Tiger Woods right there. Tiger Woods, how about that, huh? Yeah, he's up for golf. Of course, he's up for Golfer of the Year this ESPYs. And you know who I feel sorry for, folks, is the other two guys nominated for Golfer of the Year. You see these guys getting ready, it's like, hey, honey, have you seen my tuxedo? No, not the good one. The one I wear when I'm going to get my ass kicked. Have you seen that one? Boomer Esiason is with us. Boomer. How you doing, buddy? Boomer, of course, will replace Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football next season. And
Frank told reporters that this will allow him to spend more time with his wife and children. Then he broke down and cried for 45 minutes. So. And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off. This is a word of advice. Folks, before we can begin handing out our awards tonight, we must look...
Live from Toronto at the Sony Centre, it's the 4th Annual Canadian Screen Awards with your host, Norm MacDonald, featuring Martin Short, Jay Baruchel, Rick Mercer, Emily Van Camp, Eugene Levy, Jacob Tremblay, Catherine O'Hara, Christopher Plummer, and Donald Sutherland. Now, please welcome Norm MacDonald.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Norm MacDonald, and I could not be more excited to be here. You know, when I was asked to host the Canadian Screen Awards, I called my good friend Chris Rock, and I said to him, I've got some great news, Chris. I'm going to Canada. And he said, I've got some great news, too. I'm hosting the Oscars. What are you doing in Canada? And I said, you know, visiting some family, friends. The usual. We're coming to you live from Toronto, or as you cost-cutting location scouts call it, New York City. Look at this beautiful crowd, though. Isn't it something? Dashing men. That sounded like Bobo. Look at this beautiful crowd, though, folks. Dashing men in black ties, sophisticated women in elegant gowns, and tonight, all of you are going to hear the word shits about 100 times. Never has there been such an assembly of great Canadian talent in a single location that did not have to be Zamboni'd first. Tonight, the CSAs are being seen in over 50 countries. Isn't that exciting? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, wait. I misread that. 50 counties. And a couple of regional municipalities. We are here to celebrate nominees for their wonderful work in Canadian cinema and television, which is a lot like celebrating the Northern Lights. You probably haven't seen them, but you've heard they're amazing. You know, we were worried people would record the show and they'd just fast forward to the good parts, as is the want these days. So we have put a plan in place to prevent that from happening. We have decided to not have any good parts. I'm doing my part. But no, that's not true. We have a lot to celebrate in our industry. Amongst the TV shows nominated tonight are Amazing Race Canada, Big Brother Canada, master chef kind of. Where do they come up with these ideas? We are honored to have the great Christopher Plummer here tonight. Mr. Plummer is nominated for Remember, the story of a man who at age 90 sets out to kill the Nazi who murdered his family. And I thought I left things to the last minute. But it's been a wonderful year for Canada. It's been a especially great year for one little guy, one adorable little Canadian youngster who's already accomplished so much. Of course, you know who I'm talking about, Justin Trudeau. Hasn't he had a wonderful year? No, I'm kidding. I was misdirecting you. I'm talking about Jacob Tremblay. Jacob is up for Best Actor, and he will be competing against the aforementioned Christopher Plummer. You know, Jacob is only 9 years old. Christopher Plummer, 86 years old. But they have a couple of things in common. One, the deep love of their craft, and two, they are both up way past their bedtimes. And tonight, the Lifetime Achievement Award will be presented to Mr. Martin Short. It's the Academy's way of saying, thank you so much, we've had enough. Well, Don Rickles. As a friend, it's over. Ingenue Ellis is here tonight. Absolutely. She has done some powerful work in the Book of Negroes, which tells the story of a woman confronting the tragic legacy of racism in 18th century America. Oh, did I mention on the show Sunnyside, I play a talking manhole? That doesn't mean it's better, it's just different. Ross of Sutherland is here, nominated for his role in River. And he is here with his iconic father, Donald Sutherland, who has come to support his son. Not to compete with him like someone I know, Eugene Levy. Oh, and Catherine O'Hara is here tonight, the wonderful... That's a beautiful dress you have on, Catherine. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But Catherine is an actress of extraordinary range, from her many characters on SCTV, of course, to her work in Best in Show and Home Alone, and perhaps her most remarkable performance to date as the title character in the Book of Negroes. I lost $1. It's been a busy weekend getting here. We lost an hour. As you know, daylight savings time went into effect last night. I give it 6 months. And I'd like to take a brief moment, as all moments are, I suppose, to thank my writers. You know, the writers are so specialized these days. There's a joke writer, he gives you jokes. There's a gag writer, he gives you gags. There's a head writer, he gives you... What I'm saying is things are they're specialized. Well, we're going to start the show, but I was... It hasn't started yet, you didn't know. I saw a wild look of alarm cross your eyes. But I was backstage yesterday, and we were doing rehearsals, and I asked, what is the statuette called? And they said, it's called the Canadian Screen Award. And I said, well, that seems kind of dull. Like, what? That's the name of the award? And they said, well, we've been bandying around different names, but none of, they said in Canada it takes a long time to get stuff done and stuff. But one of them that they said, one of them they mentioned was the Candy. And I think John Candy, I mean, who doesn't love John Candy? So of course, the statuette should be called the Candies. So what I'm asking you to do is, if you are a presenter, ignore the teleprompter and say, the candy goes to. And if you are lucky enough to win one, go, I won a candy. What do you think of that? Can you go along with that? Excellent. That would make us a better nation. I am not here to upbraid. However, I think I made it quite clear that these awards should be referred to as the Candies. A 9-year-old child knew. Are you so burdened with this preposterous technology? So I would like not to see that again. Backstage I was thinking how different things are since I moved to the United States. Now I'm in the United States. One thing I've noticed about films, I don't like foreign films anymore. They're all like artsy, kind of not my cup of tea. But when I grew up in Ottawa, by God, I loved foreign films. Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit. Do you remember that one? Here to present our next award, the Candy. And this will be the end of my upbraiding, I hope. Is an accomplished actor. All right. Hey, before we go on any further, how about a hand for the band, huh? Good job, guys. George St. Kitts and the Candy Band. Who can take a sunrise? Come on, guys. Sprinkle it, but they can't. Well, whatever. Well, our next presenters are political people. And it made me think, because I was just told Cape Breton Island, I don't know if you know this, but they are offering sanctuary to anyone that lives in America after Trump is elected president by a landslide. And I agree with this in principle, but why Cape Breton Island? I mean, can't I just flee to Toronto? Do I have to leave the fucking planet? I mean, I just go to Baffin Island while I'm at it. All right, now, welcome to the stage, two Canadians. Oh, the Candies are going great so far, aren't they? I would like to say to Eugene Levy that there's no reason to be ashamed of your son. My son only this morning punched me in the chest really hard. Listen, I have some good news. I just found out that all of you here tonight will be getting a swag bag. Yeah. Just like the Oscars. I haven't seen one yet, but why don't we take a look and see what you're getting? I'm going to call Megan, our golden girl, out. Megan, our golden girl, Hi, Megan. Come on out here. Ah, you brought the swag bag. Yes. Can you hold it open, and then I'll take things out of the swag bag. What do we have here? A loose pancake. What else we got here, Megan? We got, this looks cool. It's a CD, you know what they are, of Nelly Furtado singing all the national anthems. Torn from today's headlines. See what else we have. Well, we have this. Ah, yes, this. This is a bottle of Eau de John Cherry Cologne. It's for the gentleman in the audience. Now, what else do we have? Hopefully something a little funnier than the last one. Here. We have a 30-minute massage from producer Robert Lantos. Don't try to go for 50. You only can hit 30. Then what else do we have here? Oh, a curling stone. You know what these are made of? I always took them for granite. Last time I take a joke from Martin Short. All right. Megan, just do some house cleaning here. Having a hand for Megan, our Golden Globe. A natural mistake. Now, please welcome one of Canada's... All right. I want to apologize for running out earlier. I don't know if anybody saw that. But, you know, these things happen in live TV, and it reminds me actually of a maxim that Christopher Plummer told me many years ago. He said, before a live awards ceremony, do not eat a fistful of LSD. Take that with you. I'm sorry, Jacob. How's Jacob doing? Hey, Jacob. Congratulations, buddy. This must be like deja vu for you, being stuck in a room for so long like this. All right, folks, please welcome. All right. Listen, guys. For some reason, I've been told to stretch. So, I've never tried that before. The show's over, folks. Good night. But for the first candies, respect, peace.
Norm, let me ask you something. Seriously, what do you do for fun? Like, name one thing you do for fun.
For fun?
For fun. Like, I'm going to have some fun tonight
I've got
or today.
nothing to do today. Here's what I'm going to do.
Is it spend money? It's not go
Golf.
shopping. You don't decorate the place. What do you do?
I guess the only thing I do is I like to read sometimes.
You're lying.
I do. That's what I mean. That makes me.
Do you play video games? Do you play cards? Do you
solitaire?
I read a lot of Mark Twain.
There's only so much Mark Twain, and
not much actually.
Yeah.
I'm reading letters from Hawaii now, something I've never read before. But I read like stuff that I read a lot of literature. And
do you go to movies?
I reread it a lot. No.
Great. Now that you are a author, can you tell us a little bit about your favorite books?
Well, my favorite books of all time?
Favorite books in general, all time?
My favorite book is Search for Lost Time. My favorite American book is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I love Russian literature. That's what I read mostly. Yeah, just the standard stuff. I don't like Dostoevsky, but I like the actual good writers.
So yeah, my brother still has it. If you see turkey coops going down the road, if you see birds going down the road, most likely came from Tipton, Missouri, those crates.
That's where you're from, Missouri.
Yeah.
Mark Twain country.
2 fathoms here.
Say again now? Is that a Mark Twain quote?
That's what Mark Twain, Mark II. Mark Twain.
Oh, that's
Mark
where
Twain.
That's where the word Mark Twain came from.
Got it.
On the riverboat.
2 fathoms here.
Yes, sir. You know his real name?
Samuel.
Ellen Claiborne.
No, I don't.
Or something like that, right?
He had it. Sam Clemens.
Samuel Clemens. Do you ever read any of his work?
Mark Twain?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the United States, it's required reading in grade school.
Well, sir, my son went to a school here in Los Angeles, California. And I don't like when they teach great writers minor work. I have to teach them the best work. Right?
Yeah.
So I went to the teacher and I said, why are you teaching my son Tom Sawyer when Huckleberry Finn,
Life on the Mississippi,
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, drawing dust on the shelf behind you? Oh, it's because it's racist.
Mm-hmm.
It's racist. It's the least racist book ever. It's anti-racist.
Exactly.
Goodness gracious, the ignorance of people.
Well, what happened to the rest of the story? That was it. She said we can't do that, and that's it.
She said the next thing we're going to do is Toni. We're going to study Toni Morrison, and she's rad.
Wow.
This is a private school that I'm paying a lot of money for.
Yeah, I get you.
Feelings going up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into. What do you mean?
Now listen, Dennis. Have you heard about this Huckleberry Finn thing?
I heard something about they wanted to take the N-word out, right?
Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to bring it up before I forgot, and then we'll get on to my my project.
All right. Do you have any observation on it, any tweak on it, or just the cognizance of the fact that they want to?
No, I feel it's a thorny issue.
Mm-hmm.
No, that wasn't the whole thing.
No.
I thought you were going to go like, well, how so, or something.
Tell us more, Norm. Why don't you
I feel it's a thorny issue.
Yeah,
I'll tell
me
you why.
too. Why, Norm?
Well, you got Mark Twain, and you're talking about. I mean, for those of you who don't know, what I'm talking about. They've taken out the N-word, out of many of the books of Huckleberry Finn.
Norm, they've taken out.
And so you got a thorny issue that I think I have a solution to. Do you want to hear it?
Oh man, never anything more.
Well, the thorny issue is this.
Yes.
You don't want to take, Mark Twain, one of the greatest writer ever to brush paper with ink, and change his words, for God's sake. On the other side of the coin, you don't want to have a young African American boy in school, hearing that word out loud and causing him pain. So it's a thorny issue. But I figure it this way. You've read Huckleberry Finn.
You are so splendidly demented. Yeah, I've read it.
You know it's written in the first person by Huckleberry Finn.
Yes, I do.
And it includes the N-word.
Yes.
Therefore, you just change Huckleberry Finn to a black kid.
And it's like a rap song at that point, right?
Exactly. Everything's cool.
All right. Is Norm back? No? He went to the bathroom. We finally get hold of Norm.
Maybe he's in Minneapolis.
You mean with the Anglo-Nicholas brother, Larry Craig?
Just saying.
All right, well, let's go to our expert on the subject. This is Norm MacDonald.
What?
I kid. I know you're the world's most active hetero.
I'm not. I'm very. As a matter of fact, I'm very asexual.
Why is that? What drove you to that? Is it fear of germs or what?
Just people. Even having a meal with them's hard enough, you know. Let alone all that filthy stuff that goes on afterwards.
So you're literally talking about watching a grilled cheese go into the oral orifice repulses you. You can't even.
I know how about that Larry Craig guy, man. There's nothing to understand about that. I mean, what do you need a psychiatrist for? You know it, and I know it. I mean, if there was co-ed bathrooms, we're heterosexual. If there were co-ed bathrooms,
yeah,
and this kind of stuff was going on, man, I'd be there all the time. Let's not kid ourselves.
All right, I'm not kidding myself, Norm. You've nailed me. Where are you at today, brother? Where are you calling me from?
I'm calling you. I just woke up, and Christian just woke me up.
Ah, Jesus. Why did you do that, Christian? You know Norm needs his sleep.
Christian's becoming the bane of my precious last few moments of life.
What don't we know, my friend? What have you got the Epstein bar or what?
I just mean in the sense that we all only have a precious few moments of life left. I was talking in the broader.
No.
But listen, you know what I think about that Senator Craig thing now is that what I want to know is those codes, man, because you know there's these things that happen in life that I think I'm kind of cynical, you know.
Yes.
And then they happen, and I go, man, I didn't know that existed in life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And one was the pit bull thing.
Sure. Who would have thought that people were that monstrous? I agree with you.
Right. But when I talk to people, they go, oh yeah, that happens. Like I knew about that, you know. And I go, you did? Like I never knew that. But not that I compare the two. But I had no idea there was this bathroom thing going on that was so. You know, it wasn't just a small thing because they had a sting operation, they had a code, you know. In the Minneapolis airport, the bathroom was apparently famous.
It's the Tigris and Euphrates of the code tapping.
Exactly. So for you or me, we would just be I can't speak for you, but for me, you would just be a place we quickly run in, you know. These guys, they're going, have you been to the Minneapolis airport bathroom? Place is the hottest joint in town. Talk about your mind-blowing sex.
There's like a velvet rope, like outside Studio 54.
That'd be great. With an old black gentleman allowing you in.
Are you on the list?
Exactly.
You know, my feeling, Norm, is they ought to put in, like Grauman's Chinese Theater, put how wide Craig's footprints were in soft cement in there, so people can come in for photo ops and see how absolutely. Yeah, that's.
I think they should put a list of what the code is, because I don't know codes, you know, and I don't want to do the code by mistake, because a lot of times I'll be listening to my iPod.
Well, you know, the thing about the code is if you don't know it and you miss.
What if I was tapping my toes to listening to my. My Billy Joe Shaver CD.
Right.
And my toe tapped against an old dude's or a dude's police officer. And then he knocked on the thing, and I took off my clothes. I go, what? He goes, what time is it? I go, 7 o'clock. I look at my watch. He goes, are you sure? I go, absolutely. Next thing, he's clambering under or something. I go, no. I don't know the code.
Misreading the whole thing.
You need the code at all? Couldn't you, like, if I was doing it, I would just stand in the center of the bathroom thing and just, you know, peer at guys.
I know you give off the wrong vibe. All of a sudden you got Sam Drucker. You know when you go to get your car re-lubed and they lay on that thing that has wheels on it? You look down, you got Sam Drucker coming under the stall into yours. Or if you misdo the code, the Carpathia shows up in an effort to pull people out of the lifeboats.
The The anonymous thing to me has always been, because I find it like it would take me probably a year before I was comfortable enough with a person, you know.
Right.
Show them my back of my hair on my back. But the anonymous part, like here's a guy, he's never met a guy ever, you know, in his whole life. And he's in an airport, and he's like, come on in, sir, we don't have much time. You know, I hope you like the place. I was just defecating in it. I didn't want to do that. Anyways, I got an 8:40 to Chicago. I don't have much time to this robe and get to this filthy business. I'm going to grab a slice of Sbarro and...
All right, Norman, I got a rock, baby. I'm up against a hard break, as was Larry Craig. This is the Dennis Miller Show.
Craig was arrested for alleged lewd conduct with another man in an airport bathroom. Similar accusations against him materialized.
I go to bathrooms to use bathrooms.
I was early on that Sunday in Philadelphia. I told everybody to watch it from the
and who else?
Got nothing from it.
And then
I even phoned their agent. I said, "Hey, that's a good show. Nobody's watching it, but I like it, and I'm in TV." They never got back to me.
Never did.
DeVito's
the EP on that show.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got an axe to grind with.
Why? Because of the fist fight I had with Christopher Lloyd back at the Improv.
Exactly. You remember the incident.
This one's more like a factoid.
Danny DeVito looks like one of those guys with a short but thick penis.
Right? He has to have the thickest fucking cock.
It's true.
That was very funny.
Where the hell have you actually been, though? What happened?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I should have told you.
Yeah, you should have, because we had a lot of good guests. We had a lot of
I threw
hard
away
work.
my phone. So if you try to get a hold of me.
Yeah, I tried calling you over and over again. The week after Gilbert.
Gilbert was the... Did you keep doing the podcast?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
We literally canceled on the president. We had Barack Obama was in the studio.
Barack Hussein Obama?
Yeah, Barack Obama was in the studio.
He was going to do it?
Yeah, he was lined up. And you weren't around answering your phone,
And
so
then-
we ended up doing Zach Galifianakis's.
He did Zach Galifianakis' show?
Yeah.
I have a feud with Zach Galifianakis.
Well, that's not going to help.
That's not going to help the feud.
Point to Zach.
Oh, wow.
We had
Things
so
came
many
up.
good guests lined
Things
up.
came up.
You flew all. Yeah, I don't know where you went. We had Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney?
Yeah.
That'd be great. We should get him.
No, he died.
Mickey Rooney
He died last week. Where have you been?
Oh, Mount Ararat.
Where is that?
It's far away. I've had a weird 7 months, I got to tell you.
What happened?
Well, it started, I was plagued by dreams.
What kind of dreams? What are you talking
Well, nightmares. God came to me.
You spoke to God through your dreams?
Yeah, told me to build an ark.
Okay, so told you to build an ark.
Yeah, he had some plan. He said I should build an ark and then get 2 of every animal on Earth.
That sounds familiar. Okay, so so you built an ark?
Well, I don't know. What's an ark when you think about it? You know what I mean?
It's a large vessel.
Well, that's what God said. So many cubits and all that.
So you went out and got 2 of every animal?
Yeah, well, I started. I got 2 dogs.
Uh-huh.
I borrowed them from Elaine Boozler.
Okay.
And then I got 2 cats. They were my own.
Okay.
And
Kitty and Bobby.
Kitty and Bobby, yeah, you know them.
Yeah.
Princess Kitty McMahon and Bobby. And Bobby died. She fell off Mount Ararat. That's where I was building the ark.
Why would you go up to Mount Ararat? You didn't want to build...
Because God kept saying there was going to be a fucking flood.
Oh. Well, how... So That's where you've been for the last 8 months. You've been. How long did it take to build? So you were on the Mount Ararat, built the ark.
Yeah.
No flood came.
I don't know how to build arks.
Didn't God give you instructions?
Nah.
So you're up there with Bobby, Princess Kitty McMahon, and Elaine Boozler's 2 dogs.
Here's
for
the
some
problem:
reason.
when you have a dream like that, you go, "Is it really God, or was it just my dream? Was it just a fantasy in my mind?" You know, because I stopped doing a whole bunch of pills. That's when the dream started.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and then he told me to murder my son.
Jesus, Norm.
Yeah. So anyways, I take my son up to Mount Ararat, show him the ark. It's not, the ark is, my son's like, it looks like a bunch of shit. I'm like, don't swear, Dylan, you know. Meanwhile, I know I'm about to murder him, you know. So I got a big stick, you know, that I thought I could murder him with. That it was meant for the ark. And I say, Dylan, what do you think of the view of Mount Ararat, right? And I go to hit him in the back, thinking that'll knock him off Mount Ararat. And
that's terrible.
He'll plunge to his death. Yeah, but then I'll be in God's favor. So I hit him with the thing.
Yeah.
And it doesn't knock him off.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. And he beats the shit out of me. Right? My own son. Does any of this make sense?
No. The dream's gone away.
Adam, I made all this up.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
It's a lesson.
Man, am I red in the face?
It's a lesson to where extremism can take you.
Well, I think you've made your point.
Everything in moderation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Extremism, what could it lead to?
What could lead to you trying to murder your own child?
Exactly.
Okay.
I've made it all up.
Okay.
It's a fable.
You had me. You're good.
Thanks.
You're good.
Where did you go?
I had to go powder my nose.
Oh, man. I've never seen a guest do that before.
I had to go.
You ran away during the commercial break.
I ran away, I freshened up, I powdered my nose.
Freshened up?
And then I took a piss in the sink.
All right. One of the stars of that.
I think we're short a cup.
What?
Well, we should have 2 cups.
You know, we should have 2 cups. What is wrong tonight? This is the weirdest show.
Oh, here's the cup.
Wow, there we go. That's a crack team we got.
I don't know how many of you guys have been in the South, but it's like, it's a different world down there. It's a completely different world down there. It's like, have you been to the South?
I rode the rails once through the South. Ran into a guy named Kitchener Leslie. A tough man he was. But a man still the same. Now I'm thinking in Norm's cadence.
So I was ordering my coffee, and I felt this weird, like, vibe behind me. It was weird. So I turned around, and this guy was, like, reaching for me. And I'm like, whoa.
What do you mean,
I'm
reaching for you? Like, to touch you?
Yes. Don't do that. That's not cool.
Yeah, thank you.
That's not cool. So this
I
is...
grew up in Alabama.
I love the South. We have a lot of affiliates down there.
Hey.
The South. What do you always say, Norm?
Well, because I love the South, and I always say, if there was no South, there'd be no North.
There you go.
You know, this...
Exactly.
Somehow tonight, because of you, Norm, this talk show became a back porch.
Party with like my drunk, you know, the
what?
guy who's always telling those stories where you just have to sit, no, I mean, your stories are good, but you know what I mean?
What the hell was that?
No, you know what I mean, where you sit there and you're like...
Listen, I'm not going to kid you. I enjoy the occasional smidgen of whiskey. I enjoy an occasional schooner of beer.
Schooner of beer?
I'm not
What's a schooner of beer?
I'm not going to say.
What century are you from? I like a flagon every now of mead, if you will.
All right, fine. Fine, I'll be a little more modern in words that you'll understand. I occasionally enjoy stuffing my mouth full of OxyContin.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm ending this segment now.
I've been searching for what's missing, but the answer,
I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm gonna be a diamond someday.
Well, hey, I'm going to give you a quote. Let me see if you can place it.
Okay.
Okay? And here's my sorry impression of the great Norm MacDonald. Hey, you know, a date rapist has to have a lot more charm than a regular rapist.
I know what that is.
Yeah, I know what that is, too.
Yeah, you know, because, you know, that Artie Lang, he's no longer a baby gorilla. He's a big gorilla now.
Oh, we were talking about that.
All right,
That's
thanks,
what-
man. Thanks
that's
for
what Sam
calling.
said.
Jesus.
Oh, terrible.
Glad I took his call.
Norm's co-star, Artie Lang, in Dirty Work, one reviewer said that Artie had all the charm of a date rapist.
Right.
And so Norm cheered Artie up by saying...
Well, the date rapist has to have enormous charm.
As opposed to a regular rapist.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, yeah, I mean, no, a date rape is he spends more time and money.
Yeah, well, you have to get a date. You have to charm them into your apartment.
He's in many ways smarter.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? He's more patient.
It's funny that you said that a real rapist.
Yeah, I mean, like a real. Well, date rape, I don't
simple
know.
rapist.
I mean, you know.
No, it is completely different.
Yeah, it really is different.
Less of a stigma with date rape than, you know, back alley rapist?
No, it's a different motive, I think, you know.
Yeah, well,
sometimes it's a misunderstanding or whatever it is, hormones.
Yeah, somebody
but,
gets
you know,
too
that's
drunk
different than stalking a person and breaking in and raping a 75-year-old woman.
Yeah, like a 75-year-old woman rarely gets date raped.
She has to depend upon the regular traditional rape.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's going to happen.
I never have heard that before in my life.
Like she's not been taken to Nate and Al's and kind of charmed by some old dude.
Bingo and then wacko.
There's some really weird ideas bouncing around this room.
It's Friday, you know. World's coming to an end. All right, it's Conway and Women. Sam
Nate
Simon
now.
and Norm MacDonald are with us.
She's
We're live on
75.
97.1 Free FM.
I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go. I'm scared of letting go of everything. Scared of letting go.
Sometimes you'd see guys, like I knew this guy, I don't know if have you ever met a guy who's like, you don't even understand it, but just gets women all the time, and it's like very mysterious.
Yeah.
Like, but I know this one guy literally got a different woman every night. I'm not even exaggerating. I asked him what his secret was. He said he was a serial rapist.
So for him, it was just
I don't think that counts.
perfect.
No, but you know, when I was on Saturday Night Live, guys would come on, and they were handsome guys.
Yeah.
And they were convinced they were funny. And the publicist would go, "Oh, this is going to be really good for Gabriel's career because he's so funny, you know." And then the fucking guy wouldn't be funny at all. And I came to me that, you know how they always say, like, women like guys with senses of humor. It turns out they just laugh at handsome guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to see if you wanted to say something about our friend Norm MacDonald, who passed away.
Oh, my God.
And yeah.
There was no one funnier. A brilliant Canadian, you know.
And tonight, the Lifetime Achievement Award will be presented to Mr. Martin Short. It's the Academy's way of saying, thank you so much, we've had enough. Little Don Rickles. As a friend, it's over.
You know, we do, in our show, we do a tribute to comedians. I'm serious about this, and we name different comedians like Bob Newhart and people. And we do a tribute to Norm MacDonald, and we use one of his lines. We say, and this is one of his lines, he said, there's only 2 categories of cliff diving, grand champion and stuff on a rock.
Besides cliff diving, you ever see that guy hopping off a cliff, trying to pass that off as a sport, you know? Man, look at kind of like attempted suicide as a sport there. Next week they got washing down Quaaludes with wood alcohol. That's next week. Can you believe that? No, I'm just making that part up. But cliff diving, what a crazy. And you can't tell who's better either. You see a guy hopping off a cliff and you go, man, look at that. And then the next guy hops off a cliff, you go, oh, look at that again there. Another guy hopping off a cliff. But you can't tell who's better, you know. If you survive it all, you're a great there's only a couple of different levels of cliff diving. It's grand champion and then stuff on a rock over there. One of the two. It's a kind of a thing.
But I really think that in comedy particularly, the originals stand out the most, and they stay with us long after they're gone. And there was no one more original than Norm MacDonald. Yeah. Yeah. There was no one who did his style. There was no one who had his rhythms. He was remarkable and so kind and funny.
Well, the great thing about Lauren is you could do anything you wanted. He would tell you wise things, you know, like wisdom or whatever.
He's like a little Buddha guy, right?
Yeah.
Did it ever make sense, or
not to me?
You'd always walk away going, "What the fuck?"
To other people, it did. Like I remember one time he wanted me. Like this was actually with Weekend Update. They wanted me to do Weekend Update with a lady.
Yeah.
Like 2 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that sounds like shit. I don't want to fucking, that sounds like shit. Like, I'm like, if there's a lady and a dude, like, what are we making fun of local news? What the fuck is that? He's like, no. He's like, you'll be, he had some crazy, he goes like, I think he liked me because I didn't understand what he was talking about all that. And he goes like, you'll be Fred Astaire and she'll be Ginger. You'll, like, you know, give her the sex, a comedy, and she'll give you the sex. And I was like, the dancers? What? And I didn't know what he was fucking talking about. Yeah. So anyways, I go, I don't want to fucking do it with a lady. Let Franken do it. You know?
Yeah.
So
Franken was going to do it?
Yeah, it was Frank and me or somebody else. So I didn't care that much about it. So because I could just do stand up. But anyways, what happened was funny. Like Steve Martin walked in because he was hosting.
Yeah.
And Lauren, to embarrass me, went, let's see what Steve thinks about it. And Steve Martin doesn't give a fuck about anything. So, but he goes, Norm wants to with the lady, and what he thinks, and he does this big long spiel, and Steve Martin's completely uninterested.
Been dragged into something he wanted no part of.
But luckily, he fucking just said out of the blue, he goes, oh, fuck. He goes, I did this award show with some broad, and they paired me up with her, and she fucked everything up. Like, I guess they stuck him with something. Yeah. So then Lauren goes, oh, there's some support from an unexpected place.
And that's how you got the solo update?
Yeah, Steve Martin, because he was such a hero to Lauren.
You had a bad experience with an award show, and you get to run the solo on the update?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was a fucking good moment.
But I would have been in big trouble with a lady. But then later they did it with a lady and a dude. Because he kept saying, oh, remember, because I know Saturday Night Live, you know, like all of us, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, remember Jane and Dan? And I was like, that was shit. Like, I remember Jane, you ignorant slut.
Right.
But I also remember all the rest of the fucking shit. Like, he had a hat on and pretended to be from the, like, they played characters.
Yeah.
And I was not interested in that because Dennis kind of changed it to Dennis Miller where
you do jokes.
Where you do jokes. And you're not doing a parody of a fucking...
And finally, comedy legend Jerry Lewis. Joy and a thrill and all good stuff it is to be here. It's super duper. Good luck. Yeah, we're going to need it. All 3 of you. The answer is John Travolta learned how to dance for this 1977 hit movie. Mr. Lewis.
If I remember correctly, Alex, that would be Dancing for Ladies! I had to go for it.
No. That is incorrect also. What is Saturday Night Fever?
Oh.
The answer is Popeye is this sort of man. Mr. Lewis.
I got the answer, Alex. You want the answers? It's simple. They're terrified of a perfectionist. They being the people who are running the studios this week.
Jerry Lewis has wandered off somewhere. Let's see if he had anything. Apparently his answer was an outline of half of his hand. And he wagered the other half of his hand. That's beautiful. Well, I'd like to thank all of our celebrities for joining us this evening.
I was in the little boy's room. Oh, boy, I didn't mean to do that.
The sketch that you got on the air, and you say in your book, hey, you know, I didn't originate this sketch. I kind of stole this sketch with permission. But the famous Jeopardy bit.
Yes, Jeopardy sketch.
Where you play Burt
yes,
Reynolds,
yes.
and you say Will Ferrell was key to that sketch because he played such a great Jeopardy host.
Yes.
That thing was one of the most popular sketches, and you pitched that, but you admit in your memoir that, hey, that's something I got from SCTV.
Yeah.
And I waited till Martin Short was a guest on the show, and I pitched it and said, can we do the Jeopardy thing?
Yeah. They did a sketch on SCTV when I was a child called Halfwits, and it was Alex Trebek was in the sketch because he was a Canadian, and it was. It was just these kids. It was when two schools would fight each other, and so it was real stupid. So I always loved that show, and I said, Celebrity Jeopardy, they always ask such easy questions, and the celebrities are all so stupid. It would be great to do it. Unfortunately, they've already done it, and I feel like I shouldn't just steal a sketch.
Right.
So when Mr. Short came to do the show, who later became my friend, I said, who wrote that sketch? And he said, Eugene Levy. And I said, maybe we could phone him, and
get permission.
And so he said, yeah, we'll do a conference call. And I said, no, I'll phone, I'm a man,
Yeah.
So I phoned Eugene Levy, and I asked him, I told him the whole sketch. I said how much I loved the first one, and I asked permission, and he was kind enough to give it to me.
There was no better show than that SCTV. That was unbelievable,
God,
right?
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Unbelievable. Friend for a while. We were in negotiations.
Yeah, how'd that break down?
I don't know. I met him. He was fucking funny, and he made me laugh, and he was laughing at me and shit. So I said, hey, we should be friends and stuff. And he said, yeah, well, let's be friends. You go to a cottage. And I was like, fuck, I'd have to go to a cottage, And then so it never caught on because the cottage was in my head and shit.
What do you mean?
Still, I would like, that guy would be cool to fucking hang out with.
I met him. That would be a good friend
But
for
then
you.
going to a cottage, you understand?
I don't want to go to a cottage.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem.
All of a sudden, you're going on a cottage on a plane.
But that's the problem.
Maybe I should have done this.
No,
what?
That's the problem
What's
with you. So if someone suggests something right away, it's not
too guarded. I know what you're saying.
It's not too. It's not cool enough for you. Where would
No,
you
not
go
cool
with Martin
enough.
Short?
I think
Martin Short says, "Let's go to a cottage
No, I'm
and
not
hang
saying
out."
that. I'm saying I think you're right when I said I'm too guarded. Like I'm not willing to do things.
You don't want to be trapped in a cottage with Martin Short. The
I
idea
love that
the idea
part.
of being friends with Martin Short is fun. The idea of being in a cottage with Martin Short and then having the pressure to talk and to interact with one another.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work out for you. It wouldn't work out for me either.
But you go on that vacation.
But maybe in
with,
another lifetime.
Yeah.
Your last Letterman with the World War I and II bit. I have never heard more comics talk about a bit. And I heard that you put a lot of work into that.
Goddamn right I did.
But didn't he do the Hitler bit too about it? Where Germany challenges the world. And then they fought the world again.
Yeah, those are comedies. Isn't Hitler a comedy killer, though? Wouldn't that be one of those things? That
No,
you
you kidding me?
Well,
Hitler's like, there's no comedy killer nowadays. You know what I mean?
Not anymore?
I feel like just the opposite. I feel like there's almost fake shock sometimes where it's like people, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's almost like a comedy helper in some ways.
Right.
Not the way Norm did it. That was a different bit.
But he had a great joke about I don't know if you guys are here. He goes, I got no problem with, North Korea. I never lay in bed. They try to scare you on the news, He goes, but I never woke up North Korea. I hope they don't get me, And nobody really laughed, but you hear Letterman cackling in the background. And you realize it's just with Norm, It's all you are being fucking played. When you think he's bombing, it's all a big setup to the fucking. In a year, he's gonna have the perfect special ever.
You might as well sit with Norm and just keep a smile on your face because you don't know where you are in the joke.
There is one country that worries me, though. Not Iraq, not Iran, not North Korea. The only country that really worries me is the country of Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs or not, but...
Well, I did see that Norm was Letterman's choice to be his last stand-up. I thought that was pretty...
That was
neat.
a funny bit, too, about
that was great.
World War II.
Well, which one? The funniest bit I thought of Norm's that he said was how your phones change everything now.
Right.
That is a picture. He's got one grainy picture of his great-grandfather, like separating the hogs on the farm.
Right.
But now, because everybody's got a phone right now, somebody from years from now, here's 1 million pictures of my great-grandfather doing everything in their life.
And Norm's face when he did his grandfather.
Yeah, so he's just
horrified that someone's taking his picture. Like, just looking like in shock, like, don't take my picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great bit.
I got a picture of my great-grandfather. The thing took 6 hours. Take your picture, and there's a picture of my great-grandfather, one. They only had, every guy had one picture back then. And it's just him like... I gotta get back, feed them hogs. Who's gonna feed the hogs?
So my next big hero after Letterman's got to be Norm MacDonald. What did you learn about his set for his last appearance?
Well, that is hands down every single person that I talked to. I asked them what their favorite appearance is, and like no joke, Norm MacDonald was what everyone pointed to. And my editor kept saying, you got to cut this down. Like, it's just over and over again of people saying Norm's great. And I was like, no, it really was that good. Like, it has to be the longest part of the book.
Nice. Now I'm really going to get the book. That's awesome.
And so Jerry
he was
Foley.
lying to you before. Now he's
Yeah.
really going to
yeah, now. And well, that's because I said I never send them for free. So now he's like, I mean, I know I'm supposed to. It kills my publicist. We're off topic already. But my publicist keeps saying, you know, like, Iowa station wants to do a thing. Send him a book. And I'm like, what? I have to pay for those. Anyway, back to Norm. Jerry Foley was the director on The Late Show. And he said that Norm showed up like super early, like way earlier than anyone would. And he didn't want to tell anyone what he was going to do, what his monologue was going to be about. And he was just sort of walking around, just like soaking in the building because he wanted to spend as much time as he could there. And so, and they were kind of concerned because you don't know what he's going to do and they have to be sure Dave will like it, and you know. And so he kind of took him aside, and he said he didn't really know Norm very well. Like, he didn't have some bond with him, but he said, you know, you've got to kind of share with me what you're going to do today so we can help you. And it kind of opens up this notebook, and it is napkins and like receipts and all of these notepads where they said they could just tell he had been working on it forever.
Oh, wow.
And even like in the cab over, he said, when I just came up with this, and I don't know if you guys remember his set, but I think it's the best stand-up set that's ever been performed on late night television.
I definitely agree. And did Dave like it?
Yeah, I mean, Dave was really embarrassed by it in a good way, but I mean, he just couldn't believe, because Norm breaks down crying in the set. I mean, that's crazy in itself. And he told him he loved him. Norm told Dave, and you know, Dave doesn't really like that stuff. And I think Bill Sheff says, like, Dave just doesn't want to hear that kind of stuff. But it's true.
Yeah.
Norm MacDonald was just on David Letterman.
I heard he cried. He was so upset.
He cried, and it was like really like beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of people remember back in May when Letterman retired, you were one of the last guests, and you got pretty choked up.
Well,
it was a pretty emotional time, wasn't it?
No, Letterman, I think Letterman, like, he was my hero, but I think he was everybody's hero. He changed the way people talk. in America, and you know, he really helped me when other people didn't like me.
You did a poetic goodbye to David Letterman, did you not?
Well, I did. This is what I did. I wanted to do stand-up because I did stand-up on his show 25 years ago, and so I did stand-up, and I did the best stand-up I could possibly do. And then I did a joke that I remember David Letterman doing when I was young. That's still remains my favorite joke. And then I got a little teary. I choked up. I didn't realize I was going to choke up. And then I certainly didn't realize I was going to tell him I love him. I said, I love you.
He was emotional at saying goodbye to you on the show.
At the time when, and like Conan suggests, I didn't know he was ill, so surprised. In thinking about that moment, he must have known a great deal about what his future was and how long it might have been. I always took it as an enormous compliment that my emotional situation had affected him.
Right.
But now, to be fair, this guy knew more than just I was leaving.
Take me on a journey. Take me far away from this life. I'd leave it in a hurry. Let's run away before morning light. You.
As I just like to say, I know that Mr. Letterman is not for the mawkish, and he has no truck for the sentimental. But if something is true, it is not sentimental. And I say in truth, I love you.
Oh, my God. Very funny, Norm. And thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen. That was very sweet, Norm.
I think you started out as a writer for Roseanne, which many people consider probably the best sitcom pre-Seinfeld or of the 90s, the best like traditional sitcom of the 90s. And you were a writer on that show for a bunch of years, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I started with stand-up, and then Roseanne saw me do stand-up and hired me. That was my first job in actual show business.
And what was it? What was that like? I mean, again, every stand-up comic hopes to get discovered or like hopes to get his first job or whatever. I mean, were you like literally? You had no other experience before writing for Roseanne other than stand-up on like one of the hugest shows of the 90s?
No, I had none, and really, it was only because Roseanne liked stand-up that I got the job. Like, I don't think I ever would have got it traditionally. And then when I was on the show, it was cool because it was just me and one other stand-up, and Roseanne only liked us because she hated like Harvard writers, and she hated like that snobby kind of what she perceived as snobby.
Right.
And she really loved stand-up, so she was very hard on the writers, except for me and this other guy.
And she was notorious for like basically saying, "This is my show, ABC. Do not come down here and you higher ups and try to tell me how it's going to be. It's my show." And she did control everything, and to her credit, she did, because I mean the whole first.
Yeah, it was
great.
Fascinating because the writers every week would complain because Roseanne would want everything changed, and then the show would be great, and then they'd complain again. Like they never understood that she actually realized more what the show was than they did.
Right.
And her big thing was there's too many jokes. That was always her thing. Like, what's with all these jokes? Like, and so she like kill all the pad or all the one-liners, and the writers didn't like that because it's sort of an easy way to write. You just pepper a bunch of little jokes in there.
Right, like Night Court.
She was more into character, and she called it like an anti-sitcom.
Yeah, and relationships, and that's why that show was so brilliant, because of the relationships between her and her kids, and the relationship between her and Dan. I mean, are there any particular episodes that you can remember writing that stand out, that said, "Oh, that's Norm Macdonald's"? Like Conan O'Brien always says about The Simpsons. Oh, the monorail episode is the one I wrote. Was there a Roseanne one that stood out to you?
Yeah, there was one that kind of broke my heart because a girl won an Emmy for writing it, even though I wrote it.
Oh, no.
But the way it works in show business and TV writing is it's just one person can write the episode. So even though it was my complete notion, this other girl wrote it, but it was based on my mother talking to my grandmother, and the episode was Roseanne's mother dies, and she has to explain it, or her father dies rather, and she has to explain it to her mother, and her mother can't hear her on the phone, because she's got bad hearing.
Right.
So it actually happened with my mother. So she's trying to tell. She starts off sad, but she ends up like screaming into the phone, so that her mother can hear it.
Oh no! And that actually happened to you.
That actually happened to me, and then I had to watch this girl win an Emmy for writing.
Oh man! Go up there and accept it. Did she even thank you, or did she mention you in the acceptance speech?
No, that would have given it up.
Oh no! Well, that sucks.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind.
I have some bad news. Dad is not with us anymore. I said Dad has passed away. He's passed away. Dad is gone. Dad's dead. He's dead. No, dead. Dad. He's fine. He sends his love. Bye.
There's a girl that used to hang around SNL. So she'd be standing like this far from you, and her breasts would be touching your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like it was insane. And
it's not her fault.
No, of course not. But
it's just her human body.
They broke
It's
up.
like saying, God, Norm, he stands near me. His cock is nowhere near me. Can you believe this guy? Sorry.
I just want the new people. Hey, guess what? There's a young girl that's middling attractive that swears a lot. Let's get her. What? Is that the new fucking thing?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman, hysterical.
Right.
Who's funnier than her?
Nobody.
No, except dudes. But,
Nobody.
but I think she spawned these other ladies that they forget that she's funny, and they think the whole point is just to be
semi-hot,
attractive, and then talk about sucking cock. And
you got to show
shit.
a lot of leg. You got to show a lot of leg with little skirts on, and then talk about sucking cock and manipulating balls with your hand, and it's hysterical.
Bring back Phyllis Diller. Some ugly old bag. Rosemary. Those are the funny ladies.
Wow. Whoa, that is old.
The funny ladies always used to be ugly old bags. Or Roseanne. Have you ever had a job other than show business? No, right?
No, I mean, I was a waitress, but...
Pretty quick, though.
Yeah, you
That was the first time I ever saw a penis.
When you were a waitress?
Yeah. My boss.
Jesus.
Can you change perception? Like one time I remember there was a magazine and it said, Elle or some ladies' magazine, big breasts are out. And I was like, can you really do that? And like, 1996, those huge, juicy tits.
Yeah. Everybody hates those big, heavy, juicy tits. Gross.
Icky.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
You got me, Norm. Oh, baby.
Hey,
That's dangerous.
it is dangerous. Oh, here we go. We've got creator and the star of Comedy Central's hit series, the Sarah Silverman Program, and she's a member of the comedy collective Jash, and also Sarah Silverman is a wonderful person that I'm really happy to be around right now.
Thank you, Jenny Slate.
Straight up, sunglasses.
You know how I feel about you and about sunglasses.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I hope this our bit works out. We'll see. It'll be fun.
Hey,
Norm, thanks for dressing up.
Hey, Sarah, listen, man. Congratulations. That's the 100th time that joke's been done tonight. But I also want to tell you, I have a bet with Daniel Kellison, a rather large figure.
Daniel Kellison, who put this whole thing together, way over his head.
He says you can explain what the fuck Jash is.
Jash is
pay up, fucker.
Josh is a comedy collective, a United Artists, if you will. Uniting myself, Reggie Watts, Michael Cera, and Tim and Eric. And what do? We do whatever we dream up. We shoot it, and it goes on there. We can fail, we can do well. It's total freedom.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
You got me, Norm.
I mean, I've never heard the word collective.
I know, but
Leon
Daniel
Trotsky.
puts buzzwords in my head, and then I just blind.
All the stars are here. Bobby McFerrin just showed up.
Norm, didn't you used to host the news on Saturday Night
I
Live?
know, man. This whole thing's got me thinking I gotta fucking get back on TV.
I was at a party with a friend and I noticed you first. And you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town. Seductively stood.
Most embarrassing moment of your life. So many to choose from. I know you've mined probably a few of them for your little stand-up sketches.
I have to be honest.
I want a new scab peeled off here.
I've never said this out loud. I want people to see me in a sexual way, but I was on SNL the year I was at SNL, but I was in Los Angeles for hiatus for some reason. I didn't live here. And I went to soup. I was having dinner, and then I was going to take the red eye back, and I was to pick up Norm MacDonald in my rental car, and we're on the same flight back. But I think he was in first class and I was in coach. So I went to Soup Plantation before and had dinner with some friends, and then it just hit me like your story that I don't know if you told while we were doing this.
Yeah, 5-pound weight dropped down in your belly.
That happened to me, and I had the diarrhea of a lifetime in the bathroom at Soup Plantation. Like,
not a luxurious bathroom.
Like when you think it's over and you've cleaned up and you're getting up and you stand up and you go, oh my God, it's starting all over again. It was like that. It was like I was sweating, like I wanted to take my shirt off.
Yeah, and you've already wiped thinking it was done. Now
Yeah.
you got to wipe again.
And I'm very meticulous. I mean, I
front to back.
Yes.
Okay.
This just made me think of Harris Whittles said about Rob Schraub that most people wipe front to back, he wipes side to side. That makes me laugh. Okay, so I'm like sick. I'm sick. Okay, so I clean myself up, and I go to pick up Norm MacDonald, who I worshipped, at that time, and I pick him up. And we're driving. I've never told this story. I've never told him this. And we're driving to the airport. And Norm goes, what the fuck? It smells like fucking diarrhea in this car. And I'm going, what? And my heart is going bam, 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 bam. And he goes, did you fucking shit in your pants? And I go, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And I we roll down our windows. And I'm thinking, what is he smelling? Like, I must have, stepped on it or something. Like, it literally, I don't know what it was. And to this day, I was clean. I swear to God.
And this is your worst nightmare.
It is still to this day probably my worst nightmare. And he's going, fucking smells like fucking diarrhea in this car. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, Norm. But in my heart, my heart is just pounding out of my chest, and I'm just like, what is wrong with me? And I'm feeling it again. And then we get to the airport, and I go to the bathroom, and I'm totally clean. I don't know, I'm still to this day, I don't know if it was on the bottom of my shoe.
Or maybe in that when your underwear and pants form a little hammock underneath you.
I don't have that. I'm a lady.
Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe it was a crazy coincidence. It makes more sense that Norm shit his pants and was yelling at me for shitting his pants. He's a guy who literally took a shit and then forgot to wipe and walked away and pulled up his pants because he was on the phone. So anyway, he just told that story on Stern, I think. That was it. He boarded the plane, did not even like say goodbye or anything. He just like got on the plane way before me, and I never saw him again until we got to work on Monday.
Wow.
But I've remained good friends with him. But
You never told him this story?
No, I've got to ask him about that. I guess what is there to ask?
Well, he listens to every podcast, so he will probably
Good.
reach out to you
Let's
after
get
hearing
this
Can you imagine
out.
if he was still angry, like all these years later?
why-
You fucking denied it.
Well, that was what's scary is he was angry. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh my God, do you smell that? What is that? Is that this area? I hope you don't think that's me.
You always
It was
give somebody
like-
an out.
It was just an accusatory anger. And I
Wow.
wanted to,
Shake your pants.
honestly wanted to just drive the car into a wall and kill us both. Would have
Wow.
been less embarrassing.
Wow.
Why did I tell this story?
My dad used to call it take a shave. Take a shave. He'd get mad at me. But anyway,
why didn't you shave
but it's a fantastic.
Why didn't you shave?
I didn't shave because I wanted to do this commercial and show, you know.
Or do you like that look?
Well, who would like this look? I want you to sign up for Dollar Shave Club by going to dollarshaveclub.com/Norm. You will get high quality razors sent to your door.
That's not, come on.
It's a little frightening.
I wouldn't mind it. Do you ever run out of razors and you're like, damn it?
Yeah,
you can't run out to the store.
Yeah, well, you
with a
don't have to
beard.
here because you get high quality razors sent to your door every month, and it's for a fraction of what you pay retail.
That's even better.
Also makes a
I like
great
it.
gift for Father's Day. Is your father still alive?
No.
God damn,
Thanks
that's
a
2
lot.
out of 3. He's dead too?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, this is about your aunt.
My aunt?
Is she fucking dead?
Yes.
You don't have a living aunt?
Maybe.
Adam Egget, do you use the Dollar Shave Club?
No, I mean, not today.
Yeah, look at you. You go to dollarshave.com.
Well, it's perfect for me.
I don't
Do you want to
understand.
know how to
It's
get there?
Yes.
You go to dollarshave.com/Norm. That's dollarshave.com/.
/Norm.
Gotcha.
Is it $1 a day for one razor?
No.
I don't know why they call it Dollar Shave.
Huh?
$1 a month?
Listen, man, I can't answer every question.
It's called Dollar Shave Club.
Yes, that means it costs you $1 over the course of your lifetime. For $1 a month,
I would.
have all your shaving needs met? I mean, on your
Yes.
face?
Well, you can use it for anything.
Well, that's true.
Do I have to only use it on my face?
No, they have no rules here. They have no rules.
Then yes.
Of course, they have no rules. They send fucking razors to your house.
One more real quick.
You want to talk
$1 per month, and
Yeah,
you get
$1
like
per
as
month.
many razors. That's kind of a good deal.
Yeah, kind of. That's
do
like,
it.
for the whole year, that's like $14.
I
don't know how they make any money.
Can't be
Volume.
They can't be high quality razors for
Well,
$1 a month.
here, look.
They're the highest quality razors in the world. You can slit your wife's throat.
It's somewhere in between.
Huh?
I think it's somewhere in between.
It says high quality.
Well, it's definitely high quality.
It's
because
high
they told
quality
us
razors
earlier.
sent to your door
It says high quality razors.
every month.
It
You
out.
would be crazy not to have high quality razors sent to your house every day.
Feelings flowing up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into.
Also this week in Washington, several prominent Democrats joined Republicans in pleading with Attorney General Janet Reno to investigate fundraising abuses and also to shave. Well, more bad news for ice cream moguls Ben and Jerry in their continuing battle with the Food and Drug Administration. This week, the FDA banned their newest flavor, stuff from Ben's beard. Meddling bureaucracy wrecking that. Well, bad news for ice cream moguls Ben and Jerry. This week, the Food and Drug Administration banned their newest flavor, Ben's back hair.
ZZ Top saying that every girl's crazy about a sharp-dressed man, but you know what they're not crazy about?
gross long beards.
It's funny and true.
That one was written for yours. That
No,
was
no,
more
no,
your
no.
cadence right there.
No.
But you know what they're not crazy about? Gross long beards.
A new study found that men with beards are more attractive. This is a study that took place at the University of... Yeah, I'll do it another week. It's such a funny joke.
Another week.
A new study found that men with beards are more attractive than men without beards. More great work from the University of Bob Seger.